Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week. And with another week, we bring you Raid's Piltover Cup coming to you live from the studio, as you can see. And we're bringing you a Division 2 game between the Orianna Grandes and the Latin Magic Pandas. And I'm joined once more by Jonathan Slutbaird. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm great. I'm super excited. I just can't wait for these games. I'm here in the Raid studio.
It's a super secret studio.
It's top secret location. We cannot
disclose
stuff
it. Yeah,
here,
it's very safe. It's for our own safety, because we're famous now.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Faces.
Now that I'm actually on camera, and that makes me instantly famous.
Yeah.
And,
Plus, you're all dressed up and everything. Yeah. You got a bow tie. I think you're the only person who actually casted with a bow tie. Everyone else just wore a regular tie.
Yeah. It's got to be different, stand out.
You got to be unique. Yeah. It's all in the little things. Yeah. This could be what we're going to see from today's series. I mean, we're looking at the Orianna Grandes, top of their group, and of course the Latin Magic Pandas not having the best of times in their group, so they're coming second seed out of there. So what are we expecting from the series?
I think this could go to 3 games. Both teams are very closely aligned in skill matchup. Both teams have shown that they are very good. They kind of play team fighty comps a lot, so I'm expecting a lot of bashing going on, big fights. A lot of action, and I think they're going to be really exciting games. Yeah,
definitely. And I'm looking at the Orianna Grandes, of course. They played a couple of times. They play a split pusher top lane in the form of a Camille, a Fiora, something like that. Yeah, or they kind of flex the Galio towards the mid lane. So if they're picking a Galio, you're going to think, it's going to be Galio top. But no, they might flex towards the mid lane, and then they'll have kind of a double global with the TPs as well. But we're going to be jumping into Champ Select, so we're going to see what bans, what picks, and what are we expecting for both these teams?
As I said, you just hit the nail on the head. They've played a lot of Galio, Camille. They've split pushed a lot, but I feel like they still, when they came back, they were going for those team fights anyway. And the teams were like that. They picked Kennen AD carry in the past 2 games in a row. It seems to be working out as well for the Orianna Grandes. And it'll be interesting to see what they pick up here.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think about when the nerfs came in for the Kennen? It kind of changed him, and we could say it nerfed a little bit of the AD Kennen and buffed the AP Kennen in the process.
Yeah, it was
do
a
you
little
think Fulton Next would go back to it still?
I think he still can. I think he still can go for it, and I think it's a strong pick. I know that there's another caster who likes Kennen in a different role. Support.
Oh boy.
Ghost of Dreams.
Oh god.
Shout out to the man. Play a bit of Callista and Kennen bot lane. That's something interesting. I think it was in LCK as well last week.
Yeah, it was picked up in
the I think it's a really, really good combo. That would be interesting to see pull out. I don't think it will be though.
Yeah, but we're going to be looking a little bit at the bans so far. You were talking about the Fiora, you're talking about the Syndra before the game. Quinox Bolek towards the top lane, not going to have that split push potential in the Fiora. He could still have the Camille. He could have still have the Jarvan, the Darius. There's still a lot of those split pushes.
There's so many top lane champs that you can play split push wise, and that they could bring in here. See, Billy Ray Dyrus, he's played a lot of Syndra lately, so he's seen to be proficient on that champ, and with that they kind of just have to take it away from him. I'm wondering, will they take out the Orianna for the Orianna Grandes?
I mean, not only that, I'm focusing towards Coco Pop's mage, because in the past...
is a massive Master Yi player.
I mean, I remember him playing that ever since they won G Series. I think it was G7, was it, or G8 when they it was him. I'm not too sure actually. It was on their side. It was Goose as well. Yeah. But yeah, he's always been a Master Yi player. It's either been Master Yi, Hecarim, Wukong, or Vi. Those were the top champs he'd play, but it was always Master Yi at the top. So I'm not surprised that he picked it up.
No, me either. He's played so much of that and Wukong as well, which was banned away from him. So obviously he's going to comfort pick it, go over to the Master Yi. Is something like 250 games on it this season. That just shows his proficiency, really.
I mean, easy
leaving the Zac open.
Oh,
now, this is patch 7.15, and Zac has got some changes. They changed the cost of his Q. It was 4%, and now they doubled that to 8%, and it really affects his early clear along with the W. Or not that doesn't affect it so much, but the W, they changed it down by about 20 damage a level or so, and it affects his early clear a little bit. But that champion is he's ridiculous. He's been ridiculous now for a long period of time, and You can't let that go. You can't let that go to a team.
Yeah, you definitely can. And you were talking about the Orianna Grandes. Are they going to pick it up? And
the homage to the name.
Like, yeah, it looks like they will. And we were talking about these team fight compositions that they're going for. They already have the Braum. They already have the Orianna. So the makings of a composition that's just going to wreak havoc across the Rift.
And the two things that work very well there together are the Master Yi and the Braum together can stack the concussive blows and just
very quickly,
very easily, because the double strike on the Master Yis.
Yeah, and imagine if it was a Lucian bot lane as well, so you'd have a deadly bot lane, and then later in the game you'd have two people who can proc the concussive blows very easily, get the passive from the Lucian.
I'd love to see a Lucian. I'd love to see a Lucian.
It would work really well, to be honest, for Voltum Nix.
I'm not even sure if he actually plays that champ.
He could.
Yeah, I suppose 80 carry is 80 carry, like.
Yeah,
80 carry 2017.
I mean, with
you're not going to do much anyway.
Yeah, with the lethality and everything.
He's so good with lethality. Yeah, actually, he really is.
Especially with the
they changed it though.
Yeah, they changed the Duskblade
range. Yeah, so they changed Duskblade. Just this patch, 7.15 actually, and they changed it so the range. So if he does decide to go Duskblade and go that lethality build that people are going on Lucian now, that is kind of hit a little bit because of the fact that they changed the range damage down by about 30-40 damage a level. It's a lot for that item, because it doesn't actually have that much in it compared to what it was. It's been nerfed and nerfed, but it's still a really strong
I think it's
pickup.
Still pretty
It's still a really
it's
strong
still be more broken.
Hold out the Kennen and the Galio. This is a big team fight.
This is a very big team fight, and you can just imagine all that CC and all that power being thrown into the game. And you can just imagine Kokopop's mage waiting for the last possible second to jump in after all the ults have been thrown down. It just cleans up and gets more than a kill or
this
two.
This is going to be quite the wombo game here from both sides.
Yeah, you got a Darius, you got a Zac, you got a Rakan as well.
Rakan,
so like there's a lot of everything's just going to be thrown everywhere, to be honest.
I would have really liked to see the Rakan on the side of Orianna Grande
with the Galio and with the Galio and the Orianna.
Orianna Rakan combo is absolutely crisp. It's just so nice.
It's spicy.
It's so spicy.
It is spicy.
It's that's not even a spice bag. That's a spice box. A big massive. Just a big bag of
a big massive spice box with a big bag of cans.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
That's exactly.
That's how juicy it is. You know?
Yeah, basically. But we're still looking for the last pickup here for the side of Latin Magic Pandas. The bot lane's already been picked out. Jungler's top laner. We're just waiting for Brand to pick up that mid laner. What would you go against the Orianna, since the Cinder's been taken away from Billy Ray Darius? What would Brand be comfortable on?
I'm not really sure what he can go here. A lot of people have been playing the Lucian into an Orianna. It seemed to be like the kind of counter pick.
Yeah.
Like in the past, so last season or so, when people would pick Orianna, people would actually play AD Ezreal into the Orianna because it was a good matchup. So he's going for something a little more supporty here. Did he lock that in? I think he did.
Yeah, it has been locked in. So it's going to be Karma
mid lane. That's very supportive. I'm not really sure there's enough damage on the side of Latin Magic Pandas here.
They have a lot of CC.
They have a serious amount of CC, but so do the Orianna Grandes.
Yeah.
They have a big wombo, lots of CC. They're just saying, we want to go in, we want to fight, we want these.
I mean, the main reason I'd see a Karma picked up is just because I picked it up myself before, just because for the sole purpose of I can't play mid, so that's the only thing I'm going to play. It's like I have one job: don't feed, and that is it. Yeah. That's all you're supposed to do.
I should definitely do that. Like I'm so bad for going mid lane and then being like,
just play Draven.
I can play Draven or Zed mid lane. Like I'm just gonna pick whatever is super hard and just lose the game for my team. You know.
Sounds about right. That's exactly what I do. But ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the Orianna Grandes, Latin Magic Pandas. Both lineups have been locked in, and we're looking at both these teams. We're looking at both these composition, and just it's a wombo combo on every front.
It is, and I feel like Orianna Grandes have the advantage here. I feel because they have the big wombo, and they've got Kokopop's mage on that comfort picking up the Master Yi. It's
surprising that the one trick's not been banned.
Yeah, I think
maybe they're just thinking. I
think they were just more afraid of the Wukong being picked up, because imagine if they had Wukong with that comp, they would have such a huge wombo. They would have like everything just going on top, and the Wukong just ulting everywhere. It'd be crazy.
Okay, with that combo, literally everyone would have a contribution in an AoE. You got the Glacial Fissure coming out from Braum, Slicing Maelstrom from the Kennen, or of course the Shockwave from Orianna, and then you have I think it's the Heroic Entrance. There you go.
Heroic Entrance,
yeah. Coming out from Galio. And it's just everywhere. I'm going to quote Rob, just circles everywhere.
The big circles,
yeah, the big circles.
We talked about this at QCon.
Yes.
It's the Whimsy special, the gold ELO kind of special. You just pick big, massive circles and just pile them on top of each other.
You just enjoy the circles. That is
exactly. And yeah, we call it the Whimsy tactic, because that's around his ELO, you know.
Just all those circles.
And that's
he's not even gold, though, is he?
I'm not even sure. I think he's actually gone down to silver. He used to be gold. Yeah.
Rip Whimsy. It feels bad for Whimsy.
Oh, if he was gold, he would have been in that whole the whole thing of people being kicked out of raid.
Oh god.
But Whimsy wasn't actually good enough to get to gold this season. Unfortunately,
bad. Shots being fired already.
I mean, I can't say anything. I'm so washed up. Like I'm like 20 games.
This is what happens.
Yeah,
you try to go pro, you fail miserably, and then you go, let me finish. And then you come here and you start to cast. That's what I did.
Yeah, you just use the game knowledge that, is going to go to waste if you didn't play, and just pick it up here.
Yeah, you just use it elsewhere. So,
yeah.
I mean, it worked out for me. It worked out for you so far. You're doing great.
It's
a lot of fun.
It's just fun. It's so much banter, and it's just a lot of just crack to be had. Like, I was gonna use a curse word there, but I've learned from my mistakes.
No. You see, because this time it's different. This time it's the first time we're actually going, with a camera. We're going the whole 9 yards. We got the whole shebang. We're getting outfits. The only thing that's left is makeup, and then we're done. Then we're there.
No.
It's like we're too pretty for that.
We don't need. Yeah, look at you, DeWeed.
I mean, I'm fabulous. Thank you very much.
Look, he's going red already.
Only because you're here, baby. Let's go.
We got this.
We do indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, we should be jumping into the first game very soon, and also excited to see what both these teams have to offer. Semi-final spot definitely being fought between both these teams. It's only the first of the best of 3.
Yeah.
So you said before that we're expecting to go to a 3 series.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm feeling this will be a 3 series. I feel like in this game, the Orianna Grandes have the upper hand with the comp that they've chosen, but I'm not really sure that with that they might. I'd say because of that, the Latin Magic Pandas.
Yeah, Magic Pandas.
Latin Magic Pandas. I almost forgot the name, and I was like searching for it in my head there.
It's like you're just pacing yourself. It's like thank you. There you go.
I feel like they will learn from this and realize that the Orianna Grandes are going for these big wombos and come up with something. But they could have expected this already, and maybe their goal is to maybe not group up, cause a bit of chaos, different places around the map. Try to get picks with that Zac.
Yeah.
That Zac can come from anywhere. He can come from so far out that he can really cause some havoc.
Yeah, exactly. But we are on to the rift for the first game of this best of 3 from Division 2, bringing you the Orianna Grandes on the blue side and the Latin Magic Pandas on the red. Now, we're talking about these junglers. You focused a little bit on the Zac and on the Master Yi. Now, we're definitely thinking a little bit more aggression from the side of the Zac, just because there's not much that the Master Yi can provide. It's just like what Graves can do. There's a massive amount of damage that he can apply, but since he doesn't have any form of CC himself, it's hard to kind of initiate.
He has to go to the lanes with the CC. See, he cannot go to mid lane here. He can go to bot lane because he's able to proc that concussive blows. He's able to probably get in a little bit, but I feel like he's just going to go with the standard early game that Master Yi does, which is farm up, get levels, get to 6, have your laners at 6 who will have much more CC then, and because of that then he'll have much more success.
Yeah, exactly. But we're saying the Master Yi going to be starting on the red, kind of not the start I would expect it, just because it's easy for Master Yi to start clearing the Raptors. Maybe would have been better to get a leash off the Orianna, maybe, just to get him a better start.
Maybe, like that Q does a good bit of damage to the Raptors and does help him out a lot. But perhaps he has done this before. He's played a lot of games on Yi, so he's probably thinks that it'd be a lot better to have the Braum there to use his concussive blows, not take any damage while doing the red, and then go across when he's level 2 and be able to clear the.
We're going to see concussive blows already procced onto Steve here.
That was a great trade.
Yeah, but that was definitely a great trade going in the favor of the Orianna Grandes. And we're just waiting for that jungler pressure. Level 2, level 3 should be coming up any second now. Then we might see a rotation coming up from the Zac towards the top lane, because you can already see that Darius is trying to be very aggressive.
He's definitely looking to bully out this lane. I feel like he chose it in expecting that he would be against a Galio.
Yeah.
And it was good of the Orianna Grandes to leave that Galio till very late, because they probably knew they're just going to pick that up anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can pick other priority picks up earlier in the draft.
Yeah. And exactly, I mean, I'm talking about I'm just going to go a little bit into the itemizations. It would have been better for the Darius, or rather the Galio, to go not into Doran's ring just yet, but or rather Doran's shield, but maybe to get the Doran's shield later on, just because of how the bleeds keep proccing. But King Fire under danger. Here comes Pop's Mage. The taunt might be flashing. He's going to get the taunt. He's going to get the knockup. And that could be first blood. It's not going to be the Q, not going to be the Alpha Strike coming out just yet, but it's going to be the Winds of War coming out from Equinox, but not going to be able to secure the kill. But that early aggression forcing the flash onto King Fire.
That was very good by Pop's Mage to realize that this Darius...
he just kept overextending.
He was just going to try really hard to push off Equinox Bowlake off the minions, try to put him very far behind.
Oh, but that's going to be Adriel jumping in here. Is going to knock up Altum next. The exhaust coming down. It's going to be whiffed with the slingshot coming up from the Zac, forcing the flash, but he's going to get the Q. He's going to get the minion with that auto attack. It's going to be the first kill secured, and Steve secures first blood.
He didn't even use his heal because he knew he was dead there. Something that I like to do in bot lane here. So basically what they should have known is that Zac was starting topside and that he was going to come down and just try and gank bot lane there.
Yeah.
What you should do is walk up the river and then you ward across the wall where the blast cone is.
Yeah.
You pop it yourself and then you come back and he can't get that like little sly way in to get in with that gank, because that's how he got in so freely there.
Yeah, exactly. Especially that, I mean, in that situation, you won't be able to do that as Witzel, but you'd have to be pushing as Voltomix and Witzel in that, in that bottom side, and then the AD carry secures it. Yeah,
you bring them both up. You know, after they had pushed in that lane all the way to the tower, like there was no reason for them to be trying to harass out Steve and Adriel in that bot lane under tower. They had no reason to be at that. They could have just walked up the river, popped the blast cone. They would have actually seen the Zac and would have got away with it.
Yeah, Equinox Bowlake though TPs right into a couple of minions, and look at all that bleed stacking.
Yeah.
Onto him. He's already going to be forced to back maybe even sooner than later, just because he's already taken a lot of damage. And I think he already he bought a potion when he came down and instantly used it. So not the best of situations for Bowlake in that top lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think so. He bought double cloth armor. I feel like maybe going something like the refillable
potion,
corrupting potion, like, or that it would be really more beneficial there than both the armor items.
Yeah, I mean, as well, you can talk about the Doran's shield, just because I wanted to point that out. The bleeds will keep refreshing the passive, and you'll just keep regenerating. So it reduces the damage.
Point,
it would have reduced the damage coming out from the Darius massively, I think, in that lane. Oh boy, what's going to be the shockwave coming onto Bran here. Billy Ray Darius playing a bit aggressive. It's going to be the root rather coming up from Bran, but he's still playing it around. He's playing around those minions, and he ends up winning the trade.
That was a very good extended trade there. In that scenario, Karma does win extended trades, of course. Whereas Orianna, you're trying to get in with someone else and do a little bit more damage, blow up someone that way.
Yeah,
especially that still fairly even trade. No summoners blown. Just kind of fairly standard mid lane stuff.
Yeah, especially that Bran actually has the Windspeaker's Blessing rather than the Thunderlords. It just tells me he's going to be going for that late game teamfight potential to just try and buy as much time and just peel as much as he can for his carries in the form of that Jhin and the Darius.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I agree with that one there, because he's not really
benefiting from it much now.
Yeah, the team aren't really benefiting from it that much, but then again, what else do you pick up other than Thunderlords?
Other than Thunderlords, it's the only viable option other than Windspeaker's Blessing, of course.
Yeah. So I guess it's fairly okay. Like.
Yeah, they're just going for late game, I guess. That's the point that they're going for. But do you actually want to go late game against the Master Yi, against the Galio? Is that really the best option?
Not. Definitely not. Although, in this scenario, I feel like Magic Pandas, they could have picked up something like better in terms of an AD carry, something that is more of a hyper carry late game. Although I do feel like nowadays Jhin is doing a lot more damage since the lethality patch in the late game. Should be interesting to see how it pans out.
I mean, what itemization is actually going for? Because he picked up the pickaxe for the first item.
Yeah.
Usually you'd see something along the serrated dirk if he's going lethality,
dirk,
or Caulfield's Warhammer
or something like that. Yeah. I wonder what he's going to go for first. He could be going an IE rush or something. I'm not really sure what he's going to go for.
It could be. It's a possibility. He's definitely not going to be going for any of the lethality items. Not going to be a Duskblade or a Ghostblade. It's not going to be an Essence Reaver, as far as I.
That's probably what it is.
It could be something like that. It could be just going for Essence Reaver.
That is the old build that people used to actually go on Jhin.
Because the damage is always consistent.
Yeah. It's very easy to be able to like use your skills over and over, clear waves very fast. Yeah, no, it's a good one there.
Could be what he's going for, but we're going to take a quick look. CS difference, not really a big deal at the moment. The only difference I can see is between Billy Ray Dyrus and Brand in that mid lane. 12 CS so far in favor of Billy Ray Dyrus, and that's really the only big lead that we can see. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Galio forced to flash. Here comes Grandvolt, here comes Kungfire. They're going to pull him back. He's going to get the knock-up. Not going to be able to try and escape here, but a lot of damage coming out from the side of the Latin Magic Pandas. They do not have the Apprehend, but it's going to be a lot of damage, and it's going to be the Apprehend, or rather the ultimate coming out from the Darius, securing the kill. Meanwhile, jumping towards the bottom side of the map here. It's going to be Witzel and Voltum next, being very, very aggressive. Adriel might get the concussive blows proc. One more auto attack out of do it, and yes, it does. The heal forced to save Adriel's behind. It's going to be going still another kill in favor of the Latin Magic Pandas.
What I like here, after Equinox Bow Lake died, he's after picking up Bramble Vest, and that is very good against the Darius because it'll stop his healing on his Q every time it tries to Q him, and that's just a nice pickup.
I actually forgot to remember the name of Darius' ultimate. Noxine Guillotine, I remember it now.
Noxine Guillotine, yeah.
Is it Guillotine or Guillotine?
It's Guillotine.
Guillotine, okay. Feels bad, man.
I like the pickup here from the Cocoa Pops mage.
Yeah.
He picked up the
Tracker's Knife,
the Tracker's Knife, rather than going Red Smite or something that will like... he's looking for the vision control here, and I really like that. I used to not like playing with junglers who would never ward with me when I was playing support. It was my one like pet peeve. So I loved playing with like Lee Sins and things who would just drop wards.
Because they automatically have the wards,
Yeah.
It's like you'd automatically see just, a random ward behind an enemy red buff for some reason. It's like, I didn't mean to ward that, I just ward hopped.
Yeah, I feel like in the competitive scenarios, most people should be going the Tracker's Knife because it offers so much utility and vision control, and it's just really good pickup early on. It's very cheap.
I mean, I definitely agree with you, just because if you pick up the Skirmisher's Saber, who are you going to be skirmishing early on? You don't want to be aggressive in the jungle.
Exactly.
Of course, without the support of your team, but you also want to have a decent amount of vision. He's going to be rotating towards the top lane. Ultimate going to be coming down. He's going to be waiting for the Alpha Strike. Ultimate comes in. Heroic just going to knock up that Darius, but the dive isn't really executed in the best way possible, and Kungfire plays around it so well. Still able to survive. He doesn't have flash, and it doesn't even need it to survive.
Yeah, no, that was very clean. He just got away. I feel like the Orianna Grandes misjudged the amount of damage they could do there to the Darius. He is quite tanky, even at this stage of the game, and not able to get enough damage out to kill him.
Yeah, especially with the fact that the damage or the turret really aggroed onto Cocoa Pop's mage rather than Equinox. It would have been better for the Galio to jump in, keep aggro.
And he has the armor as well to be able to tank it a little bit better, and just very hard there to try and kill that Darius.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you don't really want to 2v1 a Darius or an Ilawi. Those are the champions you just do not fight 2v1 in a terrible situation, which is under the turret.
Yeah,
because you're just going to feed.
You're definitely going to die.
Yeah, you're definitely feeding.
Like, whenever I see a Darius, I leave the laner there.
I'm not ganking.
This is
your problem.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I ain't got time for that.
It's future my problem when he gets really fed, but for the moment he's your problem.
Yeah, just let him get fed. It's fine. We're
deal with him later.
Yeah, you won't though.
No,
he's gonna deal with you.
But the thing is, he just falls off so hard. He doesn't really do much after like mid game. He just kind of sits there and tanks and
constant split push. Maybe is what they could take from him.
They could, I guess. I feel like. In that, though, the Galio wins out because he has the ultimate to be able to join into fights much better. He's much more utility for his team in a sense. But I do feel like
Steve going to be on his own. It's going to be a Recon going towards the bottom side of the map. He's not going to get a lot of aggression out of side, but Volptomnight's going to get knocked up, rooted down.
That was nice shield.
Yeah, Whistle comes in to the rescue. But so, I mean, it's not really a big lead so far in the favor of LMP. They have 2 kills to nothing, about 700, 800 gold in their favor.
Still very even.
Yeah, but the thing is, again, you can just wait until the later stages of the game, wait until the late game, because that's when your team actually has a chance to shine with the AoE damage coming out and just all those circles that we talked about before.
Exactly.
And the rectangle. There's one rectangle from Whistle.
Latin Magic Pandas here. They're... that's kind of like what they should be trying to do, is get this early game out and get the lead in the early game, because I don't see them winning team fights later on. And the Orianna Grandes are just trying to play it safe. They're not trying to play too hard. Backwards shield there,
it's going to be Adriel and Steve a little bit under threat here. It's going to be the slicing mail from Concussive Blows. Both going to be blocking Force to flash, Force to heal yet again, but not going to save you this time. And Witzel going to be the one to secure that kill.
Definitely. And that's not really a bad thing for him to secure that kill, because I feel like people overestimate the amount that a kill
going to be going for another really long trade here between him and Billy Darius, having a little bit of a kerfuffle in that mid lane, just damage going back and forth between them. But still, it's like the same situation over and over. You go for those trades and then no one comes out on top. But it's going to be Billy Darius flashing aggressively. Not going to be able to secure that kill, and Brand just keeping it cool in that mid lane.
That was quite unfortunate. Orianna didn't have the ball on herself. She had it behind her.
Yeah.
So when she flashed, there was a huge delay on the Q to come forward. She could have actually killed the Karma there, but the fact that the Q was so far behind.
Popsmage might be in danger here. Grandval dealing a decent amount of damage. Here comes the ultimate. Let's Bounce takes him away, but Billy Darius blows Brand up. And here comes Equinox Blow Lake. He's going to try and knock them up. Heroic entrance yet again, buying as much time, but here comes the TP from King Fi. He wants to secure himself a couple more kills. It's going to be the Zach jumping in once more. It's going to be the ultimate, or rather the kill, going over to King Fi, and it's going to be chasing them down. But here comes the bot lane. Here comes LMP to the rescue. It's just going to be 1 kill so far, traded back. Brand was secured, but it's going to be Coco Pop Smidge and Billy Darius that were picked up on the back of that fight.
Yeah, no, that was
all over the place.
That was all over the place. There was TPs, ults coming in. Still, it comes out fairly even, 2-2.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's only because Billy Darius managed to pick off the Karma there in the mid lane before the fight had actually started. But they did blow the Zax's passive as well.
Yeah.
So they kind of came out a little bit ahead. Depends on who takes this dragon here. Or are they just going to set up for it?
Yeah, definitely, because it is a mountain dragon.
It is, and it's very important to get.
Yeah, definitely for that seed potential, just to make it easier for you to get through those objectives, those turrets, dragons, barons, or heralds. At this point, I'm kind of surprised that no one's giving Herald any attention.
I in this tournament in general, I feel like there's not enough attention given to the Herald. I feel like that is such a good buff.
He's just neglected. Feels bad.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there. It's like, no, anyone, Bueller? No, okay.
It's such a strong buff, and I feel like it is worth more than a mounted Drake. I feel like the only Drake that's worth anything more than it is the Infernal.
Yeah,
because with that you can take 2 towers fairly easily. That's a lot of gold, and I feel like the monetary worth just in general is a little bit more worth than the mountain. Maybe you could trade it if it's you're maybe getting a tower as well or something like that, but it is just a really, really strong buff.
Yeah, I mean, with the Rift Herald, rather what you're getting from it is kind of instantaneous, because as soon as you use it, you're bound to get something out of it. If it's not going to be a turret, it's going to be a massive amount of damage on that turret, and especially that still first brick gold hasn't been secured. So, and the thing is, with the mounted Drake, yes, it helps you bit by bit take it down brick by brick on that turret, but it's not going to give you that instant damage that you would want to get that extra lead.
Yeah,
again, it benefits the Orianna Grandes because they're going for that late game.
Yeah, I feel like the Rift Herald is it's pretty good, because if you get a pick somewhere and you drop it down, you're bound to get a tower or 2, at least. Most people who I've seen use it in solo queue, they never use it right. It's definitely not worth as much in solo queue.
Yeah.
In a competitive environment, it is definitely worth a lot more than people perceive it's worth, because everyone's playing solo queue and they think it's not worth as much because
they just throw it without any minions, and that's the problem.
They throw it when it's like there's an ARAM going on mid, and you're thinking like, what are you doing? You know, what are those?
It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna. It gets to a point where I forgot that I had it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't care where I put it, and then it's just gone, and you wasted time. If you're not going to use it properly, then you allocating resources to secure the Herald is just a waste of your time and a waste of your resources.
Definitely. Speaking of the Rift Herald, Zach is sitting on it right now.
Oh boy, he could be securing it. I think he might be able to actually take it down on his own just because he could slingshot behind it.
Yeah.
And then, just hit it in the eye.
It's very easy to take. What I do in solo queue actually is I play Thresh and I get...
Don't tell me you 1v1 the Herald as Thresh.
Yeah, you do. God. It's so easy. It's actually so easy to do. Just walk up, and with a lot of supports you can actually do it. And people don't realize that. Rakan's another one who can do it. A lot of people with shields are very good at doing it. If you played something like Karma support or something, they just keep walking around and proc
Pop's Mage going to be going a little bit ham here on Kungfire and Grand Vault, but here comes the Galio. It's going to be the ultimate coming out from Kungfire. It's going to be securing the kill onto Pop's Mage. Just a little bit over aggressive here, but it's going to be Billy Darius trying to come in. He expected the blast gun to be used and he's going to try and chase Kungfire down, but does he have the movement speed? He already used Ghost. Shockwave going to come down and the shutdown secured. That's going to be the kill going over to Billy Darius, but in comes the Rakan, in comes the Zakan one by one. They're going all over Billy Darius and might be able to secure the kill, and yes, they will, and Bran is going to be the one to get that kill.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't know his damage there, and he blew his ultimate on Kungfire, and he didn't have to use his ult there, and he possibly could have turned that around.
If he had the shockwave,
If he kept the shockwave, because would have been able to either pop the Zac passive or kill one of the squishier members there of the team.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's why it's very important to know your damage on your traps.
Definitely. You gotta know your damage. You gotta know your stuff.
You know your stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Something we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, definitely. But here you see, this would be a proper. This is a very good use of the Rift Herald.
That was a great use of the Rift Herald here. So Rift Herald, it does damage based on its HP.
Yeah.
So if you like proc a bit of its HP beforehand. They're not even going to get the tower. Oh, they did.
Oh, they actually, they're going to end up getting the tower.
One. That's pretty clean. Just wanted the one tower.
Yeah.
Use it straight up. They didn't have any. They had very little damage on that tower there, so it was a good pickup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they didn't get first break gold, but they're still able to trade back something really quick after getting a couple of kills towards that top lane.
It's very good to get the mid-tier turret, the first tier one, because it opens up the map a lot.
Yeah.
You can drop a ward down there as...
Oh, but it doesn't even matter actually. Arya are going to try and disengage here. Going to be jumping in, knocking people up. Witzel going to respond in kind with the Glacial Fissure, but it's still going to be the Orianna Grande sieging up that mid lane. Gradval going to be jumping in. I think that was a little bit of a misstep there, but here comes Kungfire and here comes the curtain call, the TPs, everything's going down. Gradval going to be the first victim of the fight and slicing Maelstrom, stunning them one by one, and that's going to be 3 kills secured for the Orianna Grandes. And they're going to be going not with 1 kill, they're going to be getting 3 kills and that turret. And you're talking about getting a mid lane turret, and they respond in kind, getting themselves 1, and they might be able to get 2 as well. No one can wave clear.
Nobody is there to wave clear. Bran has gone back to base. Yeah, this is just free turret again. And this really opens up the map for the Orianna Grandes.
Yeah.
They can take a lot of control of the jungle. They can really force things up, and what LMP have to do here is just try and take that back. Buy control wards. This is how you get back into a game when you're falling behind, is you buy control wards, take back control of your jungle, try and get a pick, because they're not going to win a team fight. 100% they will not win a team fight against the Orianna Grandes, so they have to try and have vision control and use that to their advantage so that they can make picks.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you're talking about them opening up the map, you're talking about them getting all that aggression from the turrets. We forgot to say that, of course, first break gold went towards the Orianna Grandes, towards the bottom side of the map. So that, coupled with the mid lane being taken down, that bottom side of the jungle is just going to go all in the favor of the Orianna Grandes. Now all that's left is they take down tier 1, which has already been, just kind of inching away towards securing it for their side. And if they do, then just the map is going to be so wide open for them. They're going to be able to ward up, be more aggressive, start making more plays, and just be able to take more team fights. And here we go again. It's going to be Arya going for that engage. It's going to be getting 4-man charm. He's going to be jumping into the back line. Edge are going to be the one to follow. Kingfire wants to secure those kills. He's going to have the heal coming out to Vault next. He's trying to stay as far away as possible as he can from that Darius. Shockwave comes in, going to be able to get one down rather. Edge might be able to get the first pickup here, and he's going to get taken out from that turret, and still, one by one, they are going to fall! Knocked up, blocked up, and taken down. Double kill! Going over to Voltum next, and they're going to try and chase him down, but the turret is there to save them. Piltover Darius doesn't really care, so they're going to try and push them away, but again, the Orianna Grandes come out on top, get themselves 2 kills, and might be able to secure another turret.
Yeah, that was definitely poorly judged by LMP here. They didn't realize.
Oh, Bran. Oh, Steve, you overstayed your welcome. Steve is on his own. 5 against 1 on the top side of the map. All the ultimates coming in. Just a little bit of, BM maybe with all those ultimates.
Yeah.
But, oh, Cockpop's is going very aggressive. He's going to be flashing, and the team's going to try and follow up. Not going to be able to survive with that meditate, and it's going to be able to trade 1 for 1. Grand Vault and Cockpop's Mage both going to be picked up here, but still 1 kill for 1. Another turret picked up for the Orianna Grandes, and they're just picking up kill by kill, objective by objective, and this map is just so wide open right now for them.
It's so wide open, but that was definitely at the fault of the Latin Magic Pandas. They didn't realize that the timing of the backs of the Orianna Grandes would mean that they would be able to get back up to that tower and join the fight straight away. They thought they had the numbers advantage and therefore they could dive, but even at that, I don't even think there was that much of an advantage. I think there was a one-man advantage, and when you're diving a turret, you can basically count that as a member of a team fight,
But the thing is, you're talking about just, them overstaying their welcome and everything. Towards that top lane, they should have just given that turret away. They shouldn't have stayed. It was, the AD carry and the mid laner on their own with no backup against 5 members. Here, you just need to give it up. You don't need to fight for everything. In certain situations, you can't fight it.
The Orianna Grandes had all their ultimates up still.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they had already had the fight and they had came back, and they're quite low cooldowns on their ults.
Yeah, exactly. And there's going to be another objective on the map now. It's going to be the second Mountain Drake. And if it's secured for the side of the Orianna Grandes with the amount of turrets that they have already secured, it's going to take, just make Barons and Dragons get secured even quicker. But oh boy, Kingfire over aggressive towards that top side. Cockpop's going to be jumping in. Oh, and the Alpha Strike! Perfect timing with that flash. Not going to be forced to use his own one. Going to be able to secure that kill. Adriel, meanwhile, dancing around that Braum. Says, stand behind me. No, I'll dance around you, and goes all the way back. He's going to be safe for now. Going to try and apply a little bit of vision towards that Dragon Pit, but I think he might get caught out here. No, he's going to be fine. Piltover Darius almost chased him down, but he's just able to hop, skip, and jump over that wall. It's going to be the Mountain Drake, the second one. Definitely going over here to the Orianna Grandes uncontested.
Yeah, no, this is another one going down. Another Mountain Drake. Just improves their late game even more. They'll be able to chip away.
It's going to be a third mountain as well. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm hoping for that. 30%. I'm hoping for the 30% damage to towers, increased damage. And then imagine doubling that up with the Elder. 60% extra damage.
No, it's actually 45.
Is it?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's 50% of the buff. So, so if it's going to be a 10%, you get 5% per dragon.
Okay.
But, ooh. A little bit juicy. They're going to be going for that worm in the pit, cheeky. Going for that Baron, yeah.
I like this by the Orianna Grandes. They're trying to say, we want team fights to happen.
Yeah, they're forcing them.
We're forcing LMP to come in and fight us on our terms.
Yeah.
And this is what they want to do. And if you don't, we're just going to take a Baron. Exactly. And we have Mountain Drakes to do all the damage to your towers. It's all over for you guys if you don't come and fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just putting them between a rock and a hard place at this point, trying to tell them to step out of the shadows and into the light and fight them. But LMP, I think they kind of called their bluff because they immediately got spotted by the side of the Orianna Grandes, and TOG just kind of backed off.
They kind of backed off. They were a little bit less healthy, and they didn't have it all set up. But if they fought that, I feel like they still would have won the fight.
Yeah,
and now they're just taking away all the vision control.
They're going to take away everything. And they're rotating towards the bottom side.
Wave pushing up here as well, and they're just waiting around. I hope he's not backing, because that would not be good.
Yeah, they're just trying to wait for it here. Meanwhile, I think LMP are not falling for it. They could go to the Baron.
This is why vision is so important.
It is. They think you're just passionate about vision. So I can see it in your eyes right now.
Always.
Oh boy.
Support me.
Oh, Bran. He's going to get Shockwave down. He's going to get easily picked up here by the side of the Orianna Grandes.
That was very well set up by the Orianna Grandes, pretending they weren't around to push that tower, waited till it got into the tower, killed a few minions, and then they were like, it's not going to be too much.
Because it's a big minion wave. You're definitely tempted to go and just take it down, but Really well played and really well baited by the side of the Orianna Grandes. The inhibitor going to be maybe under threat here with that turret. It's going to be Grandvolt jumping in. Concussive Blow is going to get procced. He's going to get stunned. He's going to get locked up and stunned again. But he procced and forced so many ultimates out of the side of the Orianna Grandes. They might be able to hold up the defense, but the turret is still going to fall. You know, Equinox, Bowlake, and Kingfire are going to be going at another rumble in that top lane.
Just smacking away.
Just wet noodle fight all over the place here. You see, I'm expecting, it's like, come on, get him, sick him, get him, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, just can't do enough damage to each other to
he has
make a mark.
Yeah, he has the Abyssal Mask, he has the Thornmail, and an Ninja Tabi at this point. There's negative damage coming out of Darius right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like it was really good of Darius. He's not even itemizing against the lane because he knows he can bully the lane.
I mean, with Black Cleaver and the passive from the Apprehend, he's already dealing a massive amount of, or has rather, a massive amount of penetration against the Galio.
I like the pickup from Zach here. He's going for a more utility-based build with the Locket.
So he might be in danger
because
here.
He knows his flash. He knows his team has to deal with these team fights where it's just a lot of damage coming out at once. Big wombos. You get the Locket, and because Locket now scales off your HP, the shield. Zach is the perfect person to pick that up here.
But Bittery Dice under threat here is going to be locked up and taken back to that fight. Shockwave going to be on the backline, slicing Maelstrom, coming out for a good measure. It's going to be 1 and 2 locked up for the side of LMP. They might be taken down here one by one, and again, it is going to be the Orianna Grande securing them. They're just going to fall into pieces here. LMP are in shambles, and Steve is on the run from a Master Yi. You're not going to be able to outrun him. You're not going to be able to outgun him. It's going to be a double kill going over for Cocopop's lead, and he's not done yet. Gets the speed boost from the Orianna's ball. It's going to be an ace coming out for the side of Orianna Grandes, and it's going to be the Baron secured again.
They're sending Cocopops down to get that bottom inhibitor turret.
The bottom inhibitor,
and just they're in such a good position after that.
Yeah, they are. I'm waiting for that Baron, waiting for that inhibitor. It's still going to be 5 seconds onto Adriel and about 10 seconds onto every single member, and with that Baron secured, it is a 10,000 gold lead. He's not able to secure it on his own.
Inhibitors also have reinforcement the towers have, so if you do not have a minion wave there, you're not going to take it down very fast. So there's when the minions
I actually did not know that.
you don't take it down very fast. That's why you don't see people go and TP in to try and take down inhibitors anymore.
Well, this is kind of what more you know.
There's actually another little fact I'll give you about reinforcement of towers is that after the minions have died around the tower, a lot of people tend to back off straight away. But there's actually 5 seconds of a window whereby
there's a grace period.
There's a grace period of it still being not reinforced yet after the minions die, so you can tank that and you still have the extra damage on it. You still have the buff from the minions being there for an extra 5 seconds.
Knowing your rift 101 with Jonathan Barrett. There you go.
It's a really good way to deal with it. How many times have you been in that scenario where you're just you have a tank there and he won't tank it because he thinks you'll do no damage to
You see, here's the thing. I always play jungle and I always play Gragas, so minions, I'll tank it. Without minions, I'll still tank it because I just don't care.
You don't care.
Yeah, no.
You're a tanky, big, huge guy.
I mean, look at this. The Galio has a Gargoyle Stoneblade at this point. He's still going to be taking negative damage from the Fountain turret at this point. He's not going to care. The only worst person at this point to face against the turret would be a Cho'Gath with a gazillion stacks and Gargoyle Stoneblade and a Locket, and it's just going to be insane.
Cho'Gath I feel is such a good pick right now. Cho'Gath and Maokai in the jungle, I ban them every game.
You have to. They're just broken at this point.
And it's also because of the Locket. I feel like Locket is too strong with them. With the
because
amount
it scales with its HP,
just they get so much HP. And I don't know, I'm feeling like I'm kind of hoping that people are going to come back to these Belated the Rune King kind of 80 carries. And
bring back Vayne.
I'm really happy with anyone going back to Vayne and Kalista and stuff.
I hate Vayne so much.
And Kog'Maw. Do you know why?
Yes.
Because I play Draven and I will just destroy them in lane, and they have nothing they can do. That's why I'm hoping for it.
Oh god,
I'm sick of these lethality champs in bot lane. They're just ruining my day all the time.
Yeah, they are. They're ruining your day. Meanwhile, LMP, their day has been ruined. The first inhibitor turret going to be taken down. Inhibitor might be secured. He's going to be knocking up Kingfire, and the ultimate does come out. It's going to be 4-man charm coming out of Ariel, but it's not going to be able to secure any kills just yet. Heroic Punch is going to be coming onto the back of that line. It's going to be Voltamax securing the first kill. Meanwhile, Cocopuff's Mage on his own towards that bottom side, securing another inhibitor for the side of the Orianna Grandes. It's going to be Brand trying to see if he can salvage this situation, but there's nothing you can do. Curtain Call going to be coming out of the fountain. Apprehend pulls them both back towards that Nexus Serve, but is dealing negative damage. Equinox Blake is right in front of it and doesn't care at all. It's going to be Voltamax jumping towards the back of that line. It's going to be slicing Maelstrom coming in to shred them one by one. The heal and the shield going to be able to save them. One by one, they're going to fall. 3 kills to nothing in favor of the Orianna Grandes. First Nexus Serve going to fall, and the second one is soon to follow. And looks like they might be able to secure the kill or secure the game. The Flash Tongue going to be able to get one more kill. Stack that KDA, boys. It's going to be the Orianna Grandes taking the first game of this best of 3 against the Latin Magic Pandas any second now. I'm just waiting for it. Nope, they want to pat the KDAs even more. Last auto attack going to be coming in, and that is the first game going over to the Orianna Grandes.
Yeah, congratulations. They took away that one. I felt like that's how it was going to go. Team fights.
It's just late game power.
Yeah, exactly. Once you have that wombo there, and they didn't even execute it perfectly in that last fight or in this fight before that even.
Yeah.
They just kind of had these just had a better team fight in general, and because of that they were just winning out the game. And I feel like whoever was shot calling for the Orianna Grandes did a fair good job of it. That the bait in the bot lane around the tower, they set up, they knew what they had to do to drag out fights, to drag out people, get control of jungle, and because of that they just won off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And they had a little bit of an early lead for the favor of LMP, but they just weren't able to work around that lead. But maybe they might get lucky in the second game. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get anywhere. We're going to be right back with the second game of this best of 3 between the Orianna Grandes and the Latin Magic Pandas.
See you soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of this best of three between the Orianna Grandes and the Latin Magic Pandas. We've seen in the first game the Orianna Grandes came out on top with a late game composition, even though the Latin Magic Pandas had quite a decent early lead with a couple of kills and a couple of objectives that they were able to secure. But will they come back in this series? Will they bring us to a game 3 as you said, or what is going to happen? Will the Orianna Grandes stay on top and get that second game?
I feel like Orianna Grande showed that they have the superior shot calling after the first game. It seemed like they just had things down. They knew their win conditions. They knew what they had to do to pull it ahead, and they just played to their strengths. They played lane fairly passive as they could, tried to just wait it out until they can get to those team fights, until they can get to just their strengths, you know? And I think that Latin Magic Pandas just have to change it up here a bit. Yeah. They really have to change things up in order to pull the lead, and I think they can. I think they can maybe pull back a game and put this to a game 3. They have blue side now as well, so that's...
Yeah, they are going to have their first pick priority, as you said. So, thing is, are we going to see a difference in the pick and ban phase, or are we going to be seeing something like the Nuna apparently was the first ban coming out of the Orianna Grandes in the first game? Are they going to take that away from Grand Vault, or... Are we going to be seeing the same kind of layout from both these teams?
I feel like the Orianna Grandes are going to go for the same thing. They have been doing this like in their Flex Q games and in their previous games in the Raid tournament. They have been playing these big wombos. So that's all they plan to do, is just play these big wombo comps. And yeah, I think that Latin Magic Pandas have to pull out something else. They have to play against this. They should have done their research on it, but maybe now that they've played against it, maybe they had an idea. They know what they're getting into. They know that they have to change things up.
Yeah, they might do.
Ban the Wukong again.
Yeah, but it's going to be the same ban so far coming here from both these teams. Fiora still going to be taken away here from Cardinal Emmett towards that top lane. Orianna going to be taken this time. So the Syndra is available for Billy Ray Darius, but will Brand be the one to pick that up, or are they going to give that away to him?
I don't think he has to pick it up straight away. He plays it, he's comfortable on it, but I don't think it's like this super good pick that's like currently meta and like super strong or anything that they can just take out. I don't think they'll go for that first. I feel like a lot of prioritization nowadays is going on the junglers, like the Chogats, the Zac, the Maokai. A lot of people are just picking up junglers early in the drafts.
I feel like you're about to punch someone. I feel like you're kind of practicing for something.
I was practicing for a rock paper scissors thing that we were going to do. Yeah,
we couldn't do that though.
We couldn't do it. No.
Yeah, it feels bad. But looking towards the Latin Magic Pandas, looking to try and change a little bit of their engage potential. Pick up a Gragas, maybe towards the top lane, maybe towards the jungle.
It's a good flex pick.
It is.
It's a really good flex pick, and it's a really good pick in general. I feel like even though he's been nerfed, and he's been changed, and like even just in the past year, he's changed so much. Like adding the delay on his ult because he's too powerful in that respect.
I think what killed him was the Doran's ring change.
The Doran's ring change as well.
That killed his top lane potential.
I feel like it's still viable though. If you're really good at Gragas, like you can still pull that off, and it just provides so much utility with the body slam and the flash together, and just picking out someone from a team fight. So if you play something defensive like you know, that you need to take away. They left open the Yi here again. That's also surprising.
Oh, no, that's still gonna be a problem. He's not gonna have a problem with it. You leave my one trick open. Just instantly gonna pick it up. And
I wouldn't call him a one trick. Yeah. He's very good on that woo apparently as well, because they're very afraid of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just because like he in one of the games in the group stages he went 11-1 and 10. So you want to take that away. That is a disgusting KDA.
And it's very good now with the lethality.
Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, Latin Magic Pandas respond with a little bit more passively, just keeping on, maybe letting a hyper carry take over the situation here. Are going to be picking up the Lulu and trying to see if they can just support Steve and see if they can just allow him to carry.
Yeah, they could be using that the casket defensively as well from Gragas, so to keep them away and keep their AD carry alive.
Engage and a disengage.
And Zaya's so good at keeping herself alive with that ult as well. She's just like goes invulnerable for like a second or so. It's really strong, and you can like stop engages and things,
especially against all the engage potential that we're seeing against the Master Yi and the Braum.
Exactly, and they have the Lulu as well to disengage with like her ult. They have the disengage from the Gragas. It's like, we don't want to fight you on your terms, kind of.
Yeah.
So maybe they have the answer here. Maybe they have the answer to Orianna Grande's big wombo comps.
Yeah, maybe they do, but Billy Ray Darius is going to be picking up one of his best champs at the moment. So, I mean, the Orianna Grandes, they have a Master Yi. The one trick has his one trick. Billy Ray Darius has one of his favorite champs, one of the most comfortable things he can be on, which is that Syndra. Witzel as well, he had a huge impact, I felt, in the last game, just because
his ults were on point.
His ults were like really well placed. They were always on point in certain team fights, and it just allowed for, it kind of benefited the circles that we're talking about before.
With the rectangle to
set
up the circle.
Rectangle circle synergy, apparently.
Yeah, just all the shapes. Just throw them out there. Like, Throwing shapes.
Shapes and sizes, just throw everything. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Galio band away. They don't want to face that against in the top lane. And I think it's going to be
that was a good ban, and I feel like that was Orianna Grande's the Orianna Grande's idea there for the third pick. They were kind of debating on whether they want to take the Syndra or the Galio, and that's why they probably took a while with that pick, and they just they decided to go with the Syndra, put Billy Ray Dyrus on something he's really comfortable with, not as wombo-y as the last time. I feel like the Orianna worked really well. I don't know why they went away from it. I thought, like, why, change something that's not broken,
It's banned.
Oh, it's banned. I didn't see it. I did not see that.
I just let you to go on that tangent for a bit.
Yeah, just so you could be like, oh, you knew well, so you were just like,
yeah, well, it looks like Voltomnex might pick up the Sivir. And now here, this was definitely something we were talking about, especially that in 7.15 with the changes to her Q.
So basically, she is very strong. I've played her in the last few days, and I have this absolutely great combo that I love seeing in bot lane. And you don't see it often, but I feel like the two work really well together, and that's Bard Sivir in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Like level 1, because the Q for Sivir got changed from 25 damage to 55. That's 120% increase, level 1. And it hits both sides of it. It's so strong.
It's 60 damage going on, like extra, of course, going and coming back.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you have the Bard, and the two of them together. You just walk up, start auto-attacking with Bard, throw a Q.
Yeah, you get the
try to get the stun, and then when there's the stun out, you get a free double Q back. You can, if you ignite, usually you take ignite on Bard. It's just really, really disgusting level 1.
Yeah, it actually is. And looking towards Cocopop's Mage, or rather Voltomnex and Witzel, you're going to have the Braum. So if you're still going to be able to get that stun, it just benefits, of course.
Exactly.
It makes it easier for you to get that double Q, double boomerang, rather.
Yeah, exactly. Picking up the Ziggs here for mid lane. That's pretty safe pick into the Syndra, able to sit back. And also because I feel, so last game, the Latin Magic Pandas had the Karma, and there was a lot of waves pushing in different places, like when they got caught in the bot lane. If you have the Ziggs now, you can just ult that wave from afar, and you don't have to like go to it and be like out-rotated in that sense, and you can make plays off that. Like, you can make plays whereby that this wave is pushing out here, and they're going to try and use that in a sense. You can like ult that wave and then like play something on your terms, whereby they think they're going to get something out of it, and they're looking for a trade with, say, bottom tower, and you're looking for a trade with, say, mid tower or something. You throw the ult across, and you get a free tower. You just get free advantage of it.
Yeah, you can,
or just use it for damage.
What is okay? I'm looking at the Kindred pickup. They already have a jungler. I'm not too sure that, like, maybe they're just hovering. Maybe they're just hovering the Teemo. But we have. I mean, we're talking about the split push potential for the side of the Latin Magic Pandas in their last games. It looks like the Camille should be going towards that top lane, and Grand Vault will be taking the Gragas in the jungle.
Yeah, he will, and I think that Camille is such a good pick right now.
It is.
It's so strong.
It depends on what you have going up against it, because you could still have the potential to counterpick. Maybe a Jax?
Possibly. I'm not really sure.
Definitely not Teemo, though.
No. I mean,
Teemo's special.
He's a pretty good pick, like,
Who is he now?
I think he's a great pick. I love Teemo. I used to play, actually, funny story, so back season 2, I used to be like, I think I had like 100 games on Teemo in like, the course of
you're just the worst person ever.
For a very short period of time, I like main Teemo.
You're literally the worst person ever. Yeah. But looking towards what Orianna Grandes are going to be picking towards dealing with that command, it's going to be the Tahm Kench. And
that's a really...
What better way to deal with someone who just nukes nukes your AD carry by eating your own AD carry?
I mean, it's also quite hard because Tahm Kench is going to get pushed away by Camille's ult when he comes down. So maybe the Camille's going to be able to burst someone up in that space of time, but it is still a really good pickup.
It is. It really is. And
you can save a lot with that. Especially Ziggs bomb coming down, they use it for team fights, whatever. As well.
So I mean, you can also have like a very mobile team whenever you have a Tahm Kench in the top lane. Maybe get the jungler disappear in the tri-bush, get the jungler with you, and then two people appear towards the mid lane, and suddenly you're 3v1, and it's just easy for you to make those sort of picks. Especially that Billy Dice has the Syndra, especially that Billy Dice has the Syndra. He can maybe get the stun with the Scatter the Weak, and it just makes it easier for him to pick up those kills.
Definitely. feel like both bot lanes here, very strong pickups from both sides.
Wave clear is very strong on both as well.
Exactly. This game, I think, is gonna pan out for a good bit. It's probably gonna go to late game with all that wave clear.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
unless
feathers all over the place, boomerangs all over the place, and then you got bombs just flying everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know about that? What?
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What?
Now, okay, so
like we're gonna have boomerangs, balls, bombs, and feathers all over the rift.
Yeah, and caskets as well.
Yeah,
the barrels from.
I mean, I think everyone's gonna enjoy what Gragas is throwing around, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not a big fan of the feathers or the bombs or.
Oh God.
but other than that, the boomerang's okay, I guess. Yeah. Boomerangs and
but balls all over the place.
I mean, why not? Just go for it.
Yeah. Depends what kind of ball. Yeah, footballs, basketballs, tennis balls.
I mean, what are they that she throws out? They're like.
I mean, we can call them spheres, but
magic.
That's just a fancy.
Explain everything. Is magic.
No, I mean, look. If you just say ball or balls, it's regular. But when you say spheres, it changes the meaning.
Oh, it's more
majestic.
Refined.
Yeah, it's more refined. It's more professional.
Yeah,
but we're not.
Nah. This is raid.
This is raid where. I mean, come on. We're
in this super fancy studio.
Yeah.
Super
secret fancy studio. Super
in the secret location. That's what it is.
Totally undisclosed.
No, and no cat meowing in the background.
Yeah, definitely no cat meowing in the background. But, ladies and gentlemen, we should be jumping into the second game between the Orianna Grandes and the Latin Magic Pandas pretty soon. With that, you have a very serious look on your face.
No,
right now.
I was just looking at the pics and I'm trying to work out how this is going to go about.
Yeah.
What both teams are going to look to do in the game. Orianna Grandes, they have a really weirdly interesting comp. They have a lot of single target CC that they can get someone very easily with the so if you get a stun on with Braum or something like that, you might be able to walk up with the Tam Count, just eat them, bring them back, and the stun with the Scatter of the Week, generally you're not hitting more than 2 people with that.
Yeah.
If you hit 2 people, you're a lot of the time you're oh my god, I hit 2 people with Scatter of the Week.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it depends when you use it. If you're using it after your ultimate, where the spheres are everywhere, and it's just everyone's gonna hit with a ball in the face.
Even at that, I never see them hit more than 2 people, unless someone's setting up a death brush and they just know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just low yellow things.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the question. You're talking about all that CC just being layered on top of each other. We can't forget about the concussive blows, and maybe Voltum next with the ricochet might be able to just stack it a lot quicker, of course. I think they actually do stack whenever you hit someone else with that ricochet.
Yeah, they do. So I feel like it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in team fights.
It's going to be very hard for it to happen.
It is.
Because then, of course, Sivir has a low range. She's not going to be able to just jump in on her own, and you kind of put yourself at risk when you try and just be a little bit aggressive that way.
Exactly, but at the cost of the low range, she has that ultimate, the utility to bring in her team that she can force fights on the Orianna Grande's terms. That's what they wanted last game. They tried to funnel people in down to the Baron pit, down to where they could take fights that they wanted to take.
Yeah.
Where they had vision control, where they knew what was going to happen, where basically the Latin Magic Pandas were walking into the abyss. They didn't know what was coming, and we'll see how that goes for them.
Yeah, definitely we will. And I mean, we're talking about the first game between both these teams. Orianna Grandes, they lost. They were a little bit behind early on, and then they were able to come back just because of how their composition works. Now, what are we looking for this side of the Latin Magic Pandas? What do they need to change? They were able to get an early lead, but they weren't able to snowball it.
Yeah, no, the early lead was definitely something that they can use again. They'll definitely use it. The Gragas is very good, potent early ganks.
Yeah.
And they might make use of that again and try to catch people out. That bot lane, see how they go. They were very susceptible to the gank because they try to bully out the other lane. I'm not sure they'll do that this time. They're playing a little bit more of a passive lane. Not as heavy on the trades,
Yeah.
as last time. After that, I feel like they have a much better fighting chance in team fights this game.
Yeah.
Last game, it was just huge circles.
Yeah, circles. We're going to be going back to those circles.
Just huge like team fight potential. Just where they can blow up everyone at once, and even when they didn't execute it perfectly, like it was still just so strong. They were still able to like make the picks on the right targets and just win out the team fights. Whereas this game, I feel like the Latin Magic Pandas, they have a much better fighting chance in team fights. So it could go 50-50 either way. And if they have that early game lead already, they could do a lot more with it when it comes to the team fighting stage.
Yeah, they could indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the rest for this second game between the Orianna Grandes, who are on the red side this time, and the Latin Magic Pandas on the blue side. I'm very excited to see. Of course, we're talking about the jungler pressure in the first game, and we can talk about the same thing in the second game. Of course, yes, Master Yi rather doesn't have a strong early game as you'd like him to be. I love the fact that he's changing skins. He was Project Master Yi, and now he's just Cosmic Reaver.
Yeah, exactly. He just wants to show off that mulla. You know?
Yeah, he does. Meanwhile, Grand Vault this time might have a better time early on in the jungle just because Gragas, he has CC, he has a slow, he has a decent amount of damage, of course, so might be able to apply a lot more pressure and might be able to snowball a little bit better than the first game.
Yeah, no, he definitely will be, and he'll have much better early game than this Master Yi here. Both starting bottom side, so they will end up at the top side of the map, and probably end up ganking either mid or top, and we'll see how things go. I'm not really sure how a Camille Tam Kench matchup goes. It's not a very common one to see, you know.
I mean, it could be pushing either way. There's going to be a lot of AoE damage. Maybe once the of course, once the Camille gets a decent bit of damage, and once she gets the Tiamat, she'll be able to constantly apply pressure towards the top side of the map and maybe outpush the Tam Kench.
Yeah, I'd say so. In that scenario, she could. A lot of trading going on here in the back.
Meanwhile, Voltomex is actually very aggressive.
Yeah,
look at Steve here taking a decent amount of damage. We're going to be forced.
I feel like the problem there is Whitesell is not standing up to the mark. He's standing behind his AD carry, not trading with his AD carry, whereby he could be making that trade a lot more easy on his AD carry. In most senses, you want to try to get the damage onto your support because they have 3 pots, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be able to survive it much easier after that and sustain back up and trade it for damage on the other AD carry. So basically, the Latin Magic Pandas came out ahead on that one.
Yeah, definitely. And both pots used by both the AD carries, so it should be a little bit of an...
Lulu used 2 pots already.
Ooh.
That's... Unless he started with a...
No, he used 2 pots? Yeah, I think the...
he did.
Yeah, Adriel used 2 pots just because Voltomex focused him when they were trading. Oh, but look at that. That is just a mess. And here's the thing. The Lulu does actually have the Thunderlords, which means they can trade a lot more early on because it's a ranged melee matchup, which is definitely going to favor LMP here.
Love playing with Lulus.
Oh, look at that.
I love playing with Lulus.
And Adriel going to be getting the first kill. Meanwhile, it's going to be Cardinal Emmett towards that top, and he's going to swallow that Camille. Leading bit by bit. It's going to take him down one by one. Meanwhile, here comes the Gragas, going to be getting the slow, going to be forced to flash, and it's going to be Coco Pop's Mage flashing in, getting the kill. Might be able to get the second kill. Granville already used the flashing, being aggressive towards that Tam Kench. Might be able to survive. No, he won't, and it's going to be the double kill secured for Coco Pop's Mage. And what a start for Master Yi.
Really good. Really good there from Master Yi. He just saw the advantage there, and I feel like LMP should have known about that. What you want to do is try to get early wards, see where the jungler is starting, and just see what is going to happen. Like, if he knew that the Master Yi was there, he knew he would have been topside and would have been able to prevent that. Like, he didn't have to flash on the Cardinal Emmett there on the Tam Kench, and he probably wouldn't have died as a result. Like, both of them wouldn't have died as a result.
Yeah, exactly. But Master Yi, Coco Pop's Mage got the double kill and thinks, you know what, I was a little bit too passive last game. I want to go ham, I want to go aggressive, and it's going to go for that Skirmisher's Saber.
Definitely. I like that pickup. When you get ahead that early and just like use it to just kind of snowball your...
but meanwhile, Adriel's going to be under pressure here. Voltomex dealing decent bit of damage, forced the flash rather out of Adriel. Meanwhile, Steve going to try and chase him down, see if he can trade something back.
I'm not sure what happened here in the bot lane after they killed Adriel, or after they killed the Sivir. After Adriel got the kill on the Sivir, they didn't push out the lane and get it back and use the monetary gold advantage to come back to the lane and try and bully it out. And then they ended up blowing Adriel's flash as a result because they stayed.
Exactly, but here's the thing. The side of LMP aren't really getting a big benefit out of it, because the first blood was secured by the support with no assist.
With no assist.
Yeah, to the AD carry.
That's
so,
a good point.
yeah, there's not going to be a big difference.
So, for me, personally, I think that people value gold on AD carries way too much in the early game. If you want to see more of an impact on the map, you want to give the gold to the AD carry. It doesn't matter or not to the AD carry, to the support. You don't have to give it to him. But if the support gets the gold early on, it's actually much more beneficial to the team than it would be going on to AD carries. Carries, they're supposed to scale.
This is just coming from you because you're a support. You're biased.
Yeah, I'm not biased. This is the way you play the game. Trust me on this. So a lot of supports are afraid to almost take kills early, and because of that, they don't make as much impact as other supports.
Yeah,
that they could use, because you're scaling on a marksman. You're going to scale anyway.
So you need the early pressure from your support.
I feel like the early pressure from the support is really good. Sure, you can get like a little bit more damage if you're AD carry or whatever, but if your support gets enough money to like be able to buy boots and sightstone, and
which is exactly the case here for Adriel.
Exactly the case here. Or be able to upgrade his coin.
Yeah.
Then you can, with that, walk around a lot, get deep wards, and prevent ganks from happening. Be able to like stop things. What I love to do in solo queue is not even buy the sightstone. What I do is I go straight Moby boots. I played with Paul recently.
It depends which support you're playing, though, doesn't it?
Well, that's true. Well, for me, I always play.
You can play all you want, but Bran here is going to get played with balls flying everywhere. It's going to be the Ignite coming down. The barrier force as well. The last sphere fails to connect, and I don't think Bran will fall this day. Ray Dyers use the Ignite, but still forcing the summoner out of Bran and applying that pressure towards that mid lane.
Yeah, no, that was very good there. But as I was saying, just grab the Moby boots, be able to roam a lot, and just annoy people. I love annoying every lane, and you just.
I mean, if you're a Thresh, if you're a Braum, if you're something like that.
Bard, Rakan, all those champions I love playing. I'd even do it with Lulu. I wouldn't really mind. I'd just go up and start auto attacking away and throwing out Qs.
I mean, here's the thing: if you're a mid laner and you see an enemy support come to your lane, start hitting you, there's not much really you can do, but you just have to sit there and take it.
Exactly, or otherwise you can. If you have Moby boots and you roam into the jungle, you can't be caught by their jungler, because no jungler gets they're just not able to keep up with you.
Unless you're against a very aggressive jungler, like an Elise who can follow you up, Elise if you manage to land the kill or something like that.
Yeah. Even at that, you can just get away on most supports. Plus, if you're going to go for those Moby boots, you kind of have to pick up, say, 2 control wards or something like that you can still apply the vision pressure. My favorite one is just walk in and ward their jungle and just annoy the hell out of people.
Yeah, especially that control ward in the bush right behind the blue buff and the wolves.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, because no one checks that really. Whenever you're walking, are you actually looking at your character?
If you place that properly, you can see people go across mid lane. You can see people coming across, as in going across mid lane behind at the wolves, and you can see them coming up by the banana brush there as well. It's like prime.
Yeah, it just gives. And here's the thing again, because imagine for Coco Pop's mage, of course for Billy Ray Dice, if they were put in that situation, they're not really going to be watching their screen to check for the ward, but oh boy, Billy Ray Dice is going to be flashing out, but you can't flash out of the Hextech ultimatum. Kingfire definitely going to be trying to secure the kill, but the last bomb coming out of Bran.
That's a BM pause right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a BM pause here, showing that Bran can secure the kill. He's 20 CS behind, but still going to be able to close that lead down.
That was very clean there by LMP. That roam was absolutely perfect from Kungfire. I really liked that. That was so impressive there. Definitely something you want to be doing with the Camille and making use of. And it lines up for the perfect ult by Ziggs.
Oh, Grand Vault, they're going to get a triple knockback rather with the body slam. Going to try and push him away with the ultimate, but the tip of the boomerang blade secures the kill. And Adriel, they're going to try and run away, but there's nowhere you can run, not from Master Yi. He's the Cosmic Reaver. He will chase you down and kill you, but here we go again. A couple of kills and a couple of objectives still going in the favor of the Orianna Grandes. And last game it was Mountain Drakes, and this time it's going to be infernal ones.
Love them.
Oh god,
favorite.
But they're not going to go for it. Actually,
not going to go for it. I think they're very afraid here of the Saya and the
Lulu.
The Lulu. Or the Ziggs, sorry, is what I meant to say. Ziggs can just like poke so much there, while they're trying to do it, and just probably get them out. And by that time, like his ult will be coming up soon, and they don't want to risk that.
Yeah, they don't want to risk it indeed. But still, the fact that they're able to take back a couple of kills here means that they're still going to be able to try and come back into this game.
Yeah, no, but that is a good pickup there as well from the Sivir. Just
the thing.
Sorry, the Sivir there with the cull. I really like this. I love buying a cull early on. I think it's just worth so much.
It is. It really is.
You sell it back as well.
You get 100. I think you get 100 gold out of it.
Yeah, but it's like 160.
160. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, on top of the 300 gold that you're going to get, and like all the gold of each of the minions, 1 gold per minion, etc.
So basically you get 450 plus the 160. You got about 510, 610?
Yeah, like on some champs, like Sivir.
Oh, Billy is going to actually get blown up here, and Lulu is soon to follow. Meanwhile, Grandvault might get chased down here by the catfish. Might be able to swallow him up, but he does body slam him away. Here comes Kung Fire, going to be able to get that Hextech ultimatum any second now. He's going to try and slow him down. He has the support of Bran. The cask is going to be coming in to slow him down, but not going to be able to get the kill just yet. Going to be able to knock him back with the explosive cask. Hextech ultimatum still not coming out from the side of King Fire, but going to be able to secure that kill. All in all, 2 kills for 1 in favor of LMP.
That was very clean ultimate there by Grandvault. Really nice ult.
In the perfect position, in the prime position to blow him back. And they might actually be able to secure the third here. They do have a decent push. They have E6 in that mid lane, and we all know 25% or low, your turret is going down.
It's going down. Just pop that W. And they made changes to his W as well, so it's
on a lower cooldown. Yeah, it's on a lower cooldown.
So I feel like that's a really good pickup here. See, this Sivir is like going through that cull so quickly. I really like, because Sivir you can just farm so easily on her.
It's like ricochet and a Q, and then you're done.
You're just done. Like, it's just away with a wave and move on to the jungle. Take your jungler's farm. Take your mid laner's farm.
Take everyone's farm.
Everyone's farm.
It's like you're entitled. You're the AD carry.
Yeah.
If anyone says anything, just say AD carry in 2017, lol, and then take everything away.
You're not doing anything because you're AD carry in 2017, but it doesn't matter. Just soak up all that gold on the map. Maybe you might be able to do something then. Just maybe.
Yeah, you see, you just hold on to that glimmer of hope that someday you might be meaningful to your team, but it is not this day.
Not this day. Yeah, there's not a lot going on at the moment.
They're being really
just kind of.
You see, it kind of spikes. Yeah, it spikes for a minute or two, and then it just calms
just
right back down
a bit. You know, everyone's just wants to get a little bit of farm, stack up their culls, etc. You know, get
you're focused a lot on that. You're very hyped about this goal.
I decided to pull it back there because I was just like, yeah, well, like, what is actually going to happen?
Is the calls going to get procced?
The downtime, you know?
Yeah, Cardinal Emmett going to chase down Kung Fire. A little bit too much tongue coming out of that catfish.
Yeah.
Not really having fun from Camille's side.
I don't even know, dude, like... Do catfishes actually have long tongues?
You see, I don't know. I'm not a fan of fish.
No, I'm not.
Well, not that kind of fish.
I eat fish, but I don't.
I like cod.
Don't
Cod's
like
nice.
fishing, I guess.
No, I don't like fishing. That's just boring.
Yeah, I mean.
So I like fishing on my phone. You know, fishing apps.
Oh, no, I hate you.
It's like, oh, you're one of those guys.
Fishing Simulator 2017.
Oh no, there are better simulators.
That's definitely what Camille is doing right now.
Yes.
That's Fishing Simulator.
Catfishing Simulator.
Catfishing Simulator. That's Tinder. So, we'll see how this goes down. I really hate playing against Tom Kench.
Yeah, it's a boring matchup.
It's not even that it's a boring matchup. I just hate that champ in general. As a champ, he's just...
You as a champ,
irritating champ.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just such an irritating champ. He's meant to be. And, like... Just
talk about an irritating. I hate Fizz. If we're actually gonna go into irritating champions, Fizz and Talon with all that jumping around drives me insane. But oh boy, Witzer gonna try and go for the engage here. Featherstorm coming out, but it's not gonna help Adriel any bit. That's gonna be taken down easily here by Billy Ray Darius, and the Wild Growth didn't even come in at any point to try and save him. But 4-man squad coming out from the side of the Orianna Grandes should definitely be able to secure. But Witzel under fire here. Bombs coming out from the side of Bran. Oh, and it's going to be Ultimate coming in. Not going to be able to secure it. And somehow, Billy Ray Darius is the one to secure it.
That was just... That was
I did not expect that. No one expected
that.
It
was a good try by Brian.
Oh, it's going to be the ultimate coming out from Cardinal Emmett and comboed with that Hextech ultimatum. Cardinal Emmett, you have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Catfishing Simulator 2017.
Oh boy, he actually got it. He caught the fish.
He caught the
He fell for it.
That's some sushi right there.
I like sushi though.
I love sushi. I'm a big fan.
It's like sushi or ramen though.
Ramen.
Yeah, ramen.
Squad, you know?
You have to go for that ramen, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not complicated. It's just easy.
It's just so easy. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna bring it back to the... No, I'm not gonna bring it
back.
No,
don't bring it back.
I'm joking,
look,
I'm joking.
There's 21 stacks on the... When there's 5 stacks left, you can bring it back.
I'm not bringing it back for the rest of the game. It's gone. It's out. It's out of the park.
Wait, looking towards the bottom lane here. And not even the bottom lane, towards the top side. I think the Q, the Alpha Strike from Cockpop's Mage might have followed. But here comes the Catfish. It wants its revenge. Fire might be able to dash in, but he's actually going to jump back, and here comes the support. Here comes Bran, here comes Grand Vault, and they're going to chase them down. Abyssal Voyage was already used. There's no way you can escape. Cockapop's Mage meditating on the side while he watches his ally fall. He's going to try and come back here. Kung Fire might be able to get swallowed, but not today. It's going to be the Syndra. The Billy Ray Dyer rotating towards the top side, trying to see if he can just save his friends, kind of alleviate some of the pressure. Meanwhile, bottom side is just fights and
really good
all over the place. The root coming down, burst of damage coming out from Steve. The exhaust is coming a little bit too late here. Witzel playing on his own as a front line, but the Lulu again going aggressive. He doesn't have to ignite though. Will he be able to get the kill? One more auto attack. Not gonna be able to save it. From the Q misses the glitter. Let's not able to secure the kill. Wild Growth comes out and this Lulu is just going ham. He wants to get the kill. My Witzel not gonna follow up just yet. Not enough mana, but my God, what is even happening in this bottom lane?
Fiesta. Not really now. It was really good by the Xayah there.
Just the one auto attack and the glitter lance.
The glitter lance
barely. It was so close.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate.
It was just a whisker away.
Yeah, I presume she had used the Q earlier on and she was just waiting on the cooldown to try and get it off and just didn't get the opportunity to.
Yeah, meanwhile, Cockpop's going to try and see if he can hold the fort and see if he can defend that mid lane, but it's going to be the ultimate coming out. He's going to try and actually take the fight to them, but there's a massive amount of damage coming in. The Meditate might be able to save him. Here comes the Catfish. Here comes Cardinal Emmett to the rescue. Cardinal Emmett going to be able to chase him down, going to be able to flash, but here comes Kung Fire in return. Hextech Ultimator comes in. The bomb blows him back in, and it's going to be the kill going over to Kung Fire one more time. And this defense is all trying to defend that turret. They're all trying to see if they can just salvage this situation. Meanwhile, Voltomnex and Billy Ray Dyrus going to be trying to trade a 1-for-1 turret.
Yeah, looks it's like a good choice now. Both teams just going trading 1-for-1 turrets there. It's going pretty even, and I'm really excited to see how these fights are going to pan out in the late game, because both teams are playing very well. Both teams are answering each other's calls and rotations, and we'll see how it ends up.
Yeah, Kung Fire, I don't think he knows. Yeah, he's actually going to get that recall stopped. I mean, you're recalling in that sort of situations, just you're asking to be hit.
Yeah, but like he knows he's not. He's just like it's a BM stop back. Yeah. Like, you know, you can't really do anything.
Oh wait! This just in. The call was procced.
Oh, it was finished.
Newsflash! Yeah, the call is actually finished, and getting that burst of gold here for Voltomnex. He gets the Essence Reaver, and this just makes it easier for him to actually just keep spamming his spells, get those crits rolling, and then he can just constantly spam that Boomerang and that Ricochet.
The thing is, he's still on level gold, pretty much, with these, and he's not going to get...
He has a kill and a cult point. He should be about 500 gold.
He should be, but it's not really enough to, like, warrant... So, I feel like... So, Essence Reaver has built-in utility, and... Whereas IE is just a full damage kind of build. It's not very good on its own, but it's still, like, I feel stronger than the Essence Reaver because the Essence Reaver is bought for the utility of it.
Yeah, exactly. But Steve gonna get chased down by the Cosmic Reaver. Meanwhile, Voltomnex under the same threat coming down from Kung Fire. Might be able to chase him down, might be able to run away, but not from the Gragas, not from the Camille. Meanwhile, it's gonna be the Cardinal Emmett swallowing up that Camille. It's gonna be taking him down. Grand Vault is on the run. And meanwhile, somehow, Cockpop's Mage was not able to secure the kill onto Steve. And the flash was actually still available on Steve. So somehow he managed to escape. The root might have come in and just bought him as much time as he could have possibly wanted. Meanwhile, Grand Vault is still on the run. Stun going to be coming in onto the Ziggs, and here comes the Unleashed Power. Not able to secure the kill, just get the barrier coming in time. Colonel Emmett, meanwhile, swallows Billy Ray Dyers away from the Fat Man himself. Yeah. Still, no kills coming out of that.
No kills. Well, there was the one.
It was just building up, slowly
Catfish
building up.
Revenge in the top lane.
The Catfish. No, it's like Catfish 2, Electric Boogaloo. I'm just trying to go for something here.
Catfish bites back.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Catfishing part 2.
That was a good pick on the Sivir, but the Sivir did a beautiful spell shield there.
Yeah,
like
it just in the perfect time as well.
Perfect timing to cancel the Camille ult, but still couldn't. Just Camille does so much damage.
It's not only the Camille; it's the fact that the Gragas as well was chasing chasing the Voltum next down, and just made it very easy for them to actually pick him up. Meanwhile, it's going to be Voltimex just clearing that vision, and he's actually very aggressive here. Going to try and defend that pink ward, or rather control ward. Not going to be able to hold it down for long, though. And looking at this, it's going to be the second Infernal Drake is actually live right now.
Infernal Drakes. Last game was the Mountain game. This game's the Infernal game.
Oh, Billy Ray Dyer's very aggressive. Gets the stun. Unleashed Power available just now, but he doesn't even need it. Going to be able to secure the kill. And finally, take down the Explosive Master himself.
Good. And he knew that the Ziggs had just used his barrier.
Yeah, exactly. And Adriel might be able to get stunned here. Concussive blows come out, and the Boomerang Blade on the back does not secure the kill just yet. It's going to be the Unleashed Power coming in, but Zaya takes it down with a Feather Storm, goes untargetable and saves his behind. And here we go once more. Orianna Grande is trying to siege up here towards that mid lane, but blinking health bars coming out from the side of... Oh, actually the Infernal are going to get secured. Meanwhile, the Latin Impact Pandas are going to be going for yet another engaged. Kingfire going to be able to get to the backline, secure that kill onto Billy Ray Dyers. And now it's going to be TOG on the run. 4 members against 2 here. It's going to be the ultimate coming out, but he's shredding him. The Ricochet going through them one by one. A double kill for the Camille, and a double kill as well for that Sivir. Meanwhile, Coco Pop's mage finally comes back from his mission of taking down that dragon. Going to be 2 Infernals to nothing, and it could be another Infernal. We'll find out soon enough, but they're going to try and siege up towards that mid lane. No one's going to be able to wave clear, and this is going to be the 3rd turret and the last outer turret here secured for TOG.
Kung Fire, he's really showing, like...
I thought you were going to go for a fire pun there. I was not going to be happy with it.
Kung Fire fighting, what?
Oh, God.
Everybody was going...
No, we're not doing this. we're not doing this.
Dancing here off screen, you know.
It's like, production, don't you dare put us on screen right now. It's like, I will reveal this so-called secret location right now.
Secret raid headquarters.
Secret raid stash. No one knows we're here.
Yeah, no, he's really wanting to win this game and bring it to a game 3. He really wants this. You can tell the way he's playing. He's making aggressive moves, making plays. He's trying to make things happen around the map.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing: they just saw multiple members from the set of TOG. Oh, what is that damage? Adrian gonna get blown up, but not enough damage coming up from the Unleashed Power. But that is insane.
I mean, he threw down like 1 Q.
That was 1 Q and the Unleashed Power. That was it.
That's disgusting. And do you know what that is? That's the power of these 2 Infernal Drakes coming in and just buffing up. It's so good.
That is 16% extra AD and AP.
It's so good with their team. Like, Syndra benefits from that so much, and so does this Sivir if she decides to go a little bit more flat damage. Really
Coco Pop's mage, rather. Voltumnex going to be able to try and fight this out. Sivir and Master Yi against the world. You know, here comes with it to try and see if he can give them a little bit of an assistance. But Bran again going to get locked up here by Billy Ray Dyers. This rotation game is strong with TOG.
Yeah, it's the same as last game. You know, they had good calls. They went around the map properly, just knowing where they need to go, knowing what they need to do, and that's what's winning them these games.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just looking towards that Master Yi and that Sivir. Shiv and Essence Reaver on the Sivir, and it's going to be the Bork and the Blood Razor secured for Coco Pop's mage, and that attack speed is just going to be insane, shredding through the tank line, which apparently is only going to be that Grand Vault on the Gragas.
Yeah, that's all.
And is that tanky at all at this point? He went Runic Echoes as well, so he's not going full tank.
I don't like that anymore. I would be...
It got buffed. It got buffed, though.
Oh, Runic Echoes?
Yes, I mean, the mana regen.
So did the... I don't think he really needs the mana regen is the thing. But the... Cinder Hulk, that got buffed as well.
It's,
it's much easier to go into, and like I feel like the clear is much better. He can stay out for ages.
Bambi Cinder got became 200 gold cheaper, which is insane.
Exactly, and it's just easier to clear early on. you're so tanky. Like, you really, in this scenario, I don't feel like you need the damage. You know, you have Kung Fai in the top lane building full damage because he wants to burst people. He wants to make things happen and take out, say, the Syndra, or take out the Sivir, or take out this Yi.
Coco Pops going to be jumping in onto Steve. He's going to be actually flashing in front of the Feather Storm and blows him up. The damage coming out of Steve enough to just deal a decent amount of damage, but still not enough to get that kill, or not enough to even dissuade him from the chase. Still, great rotations coming out from the side. Meanwhile, here comes Billy Dar's going to get chased down here by Kung Fai. Is going to be able to take him down 1-for-1. Maybe the Ignite might be able to secure the kill. The shield should be coming out from the Lulu, and yes, it does in due time, and going to be able to save Kung Fai barely. But still, decent damage. Voltomnex only aggressive, crit by crit. And all that damage actually forcing Bran away. They might be able to try and still siege up here and get that turret, but there's still a massive amount of wave clear coming out in the Lulu and in the Ziggs.
Yeah, exactly. This Ziggs is just really, like, they're trying to poke him down.
Oh, look at that damage onto Bran.
The Q from Sivir is just so, it's so good now.
It is actually just insane.
Especially with the extra damage that she's getting from the Infernal Drakes now as well.
Yeah.
That's also adding on top of it. And it's going to make it very hard to clear this wave.
Yeah.
But now they have it, the Xayah back.
Yeah.
Give a bit of a helping hand here.
Yeah, they do indeed. They're going to get that Xayah, try and see if they can just get that little bit of assistance towards that mid lane, rather. Meanwhile, Coco Pop's mage constantly staying towards that bottom side of the map, pressuring, putting a little bit, a little bit of pressure, as I would say, on the bottom side of the map against LMP here. Going to try and force someone to answer. I love the fact that he pushes the wave, or I think he waited for the minions to hide in the bush on that bottom lane. So he's trying to wait for someone to actually show up, but he might have been spotted out because there's actually a decent bit of ward coverage towards that bottom side of the map in the jungle.
And on the other side of that,
Billy Dyrus, though, you're in danger between 5 members of LMP. There's going to be an easy pickup here. Oh, the flash E! The flash hook shot coming out from Kung Fai. Voltomix is very low. The ultimate coming out from the Ziggs, not able to secure it. The heal comes out at the last possible second to give him that boost of speed to help him escape. Meanwhile, bottom side of the map, Master Yi is on his own. The ultimate coming out might be able to save. Not going to be able to stop the TP from coming onto the Camille. Should have been used a lot earlier to stop it, but Cardinal Emmett holding up the front. He's holding up that mid lane, but he's just being played around with like a pinball. Going to be able to get secured with one more auto attack, and yes, he does. It's going to be the Gargoyle Soulplay coming out at the last possible second, but not giving him enough HP. Coco Pop's mage going ham here. He's going to be going on to Kung Fai. Not going to be able to get the kill, though. He's going to get exhausted and taken down. And Kung Fai, with a slither of health, able to escape.
All his team coming to his rescue there. I thought that was going to be fight of the century. Fed Camille versus a fed Coco Pop's mage on
Master Yi. That's the one.
And
it's a third Infernal Drake, but this time
it's not gonna go. This is a 16% swing if they manage to pick this up.
Oh, but the stun coming out from Billy Dyrus might be able to blow him up. Not enough damage. They don't have Coco Pop's mage. They don't have the jungler. Will they be able to secure it? No, they don't. It's going to be secured by the Gragas, but Brad on the backline dealing a massive amount of damage. Double kill for Billy Dyrus. And still, here comes the Camille. It's going to be a triple kill for Voltum next, but he's still actually going to get secured here. Meanwhile, Kung Fai is just going to be coming in as the cleanup crew. Going to try and take them down one by one. And apologies, it was a triple kill for Billy Dyrus, not Voltumnex. Going to pick them off one by one there. But still, the fact that they were able to secure the Infernal Drake means there's only an 8% difference now. It changes
exactly. So basically, it's a 16% swing because that 8% would have went to the side of
TOG,
the Orianna Grandes. And instead, it actually goes back to
LMP. But this is very dangerous. Everyone from the side of LMP recalled, and there's a decent amount of damage. It's basically just the Master Yi dealing all that damage. But here comes Kung Fai. Will there be any follow-up? Will there be any assistance? I don't think anyone will be able to stop this, and this could be the Baron, unless a miracle still comes out. But no, Kung Fai not able to secure it. He's going to get swallowed up, stunned up, and taken down any second now, and there it is. Cardinal Emmett finally getting his fishy revenge.
I've said it time and time again. The Orianna Grandes are pulling out really good calls here. They're winning basically off the team fight, off the calls that they're making around the map, and that's what's really putting them ahead in these games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they lost a couple of team fights previously, but they're still able to pull it back. They still have a decent lead. They have a 6 7,000 gold lead at this point. 7,000 gold lead actually in their favor. 2 Infernal Drakes to 1, and the next Drake is going to be a Cloud. I mean, if it was a Mountain Drake, would have been a very big deal, but
that's only a clown.
I mean, it's only a clown. It's only fine, but oh boy, Bitterate Darius, you did not belong here. You're on the wrong side of the rift, buddy. But he's still actually able to blow up Adriel and is able to trade it 1 for 1. It's going to be the Gargoyle Stompade coming onto Cardinal Emmet. Going to try and buy as much time here. He's going to get rooted up. Might get knocked back. The Explosive Cask is available, but the Greyhawk going to get popped. Going to try and see if he can slow him down. Ultimate Glacial Fissure coming out from Witzer. Going to try and be able to save him. Maybe. Cardinal Emmet is still alive. They're taking so much time to kill him, and he might be able to survive, but no! The Explosive Cask going to be able to finally blow him back, and he's going to be able to escape. Meanwhile, Witzel able to run away. And Voltonex trading 1 kill for a turret towards that top lane. Worth any day of the week, and twice on Sunday.
Twice on Sunday.
It is Sunday, isn't it?
It is indeed. Love it. Thank God it's Sunday for all your raid games. You know?
Yeah, it is indeed. I mean, look at the CS difference between Master Yi and the Gragas. 1 CS away from that Flame Horizon.
Exactly.
Just one more. Come on, do it.
It's because he's been split pushing this bot lane so often here. Seeing him down there time and time again, trying to get those towers. He's getting really big off it though, and that's kind of what you want.
Because no one is able to actually take down the Mastery in a 1v1 unless a massive outplay comes out from Steve. Just like last time, he was just a little bit unlucky because he had the flash coming out from Coco Pop's mage. Oh boy! Oh!
A lot of the times in this game, I've seen him using his ultimate, but he's using it at while it's at max range, and then because of that, when he pulls back in his feathers, he's not getting the stun.
Oh boy, Granville going to be trying to engage here with a follow-up of Bran. Going to be popping that Righteous Glory, going to get that speed, but the burst comes out. Going to be able to use the Scatter with the Weak to dissuade him from the aggression that's currently coming out, but it doesn't even matter. Witzel going to be chased down here. Catfish going to be coming into the rescue. Will he be able to swallow him in time? Yes, he will. But it's going to be the Hextech Ultimatum coming onto the Syndra. Will anyone save him? No, they won't. Billy Darius going to get secured, and the Featherstorm all over the place, and it's 3 clean kills going in favor of LMP, but they're not done yet. Cardinal Emmet is on the run. He's going to get rooted. He might be able to trade one back. The Greyhound is going to get popped, but you're only buying time, buddy. You can't do anything with this. He's still going to get taken down, and that is 4 kills to LMP, and they might bring him back. They could still put us a 3-game series.
Damn, this is absolutely crazy. This game is so mad. Kung Fire really trying to keep his team in it. It's all of them, all of LMP. They all really want this game. They want to go to game 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was able to get the Billy Darius at the back of that fight on his own and just take him down easily. And look at this. They have a little bit of time. They might be able to siege up a little bit more. Wave clear coming out from the Sivir, trying to buy as much time. Wall coming out from Braum. And for some reason, it's the Xayah tanking. But again, with someone like the Ziggs, it's easy for you to go for that engage. Meanwhile, Braum has the mobility boots. Going to try and see if he can chase them down. Going to get slowed here. Going to be dissuaded from the chase. But still, it's going to be a lot of pressure. I mean, looking towards that top lane, looking towards that mid lane. It's pushing in the favor of TOG. But they're on the hunt, and the ultimate going to be coming out from Bran to just take down that minion wave and see if he can stop the pushing power.
That's all they want to do. He can still stay here, I feel.
Yeah, like, but there's still a decent amount of minions. And the pushing power that we talked about before, the flash ultimate coming out from Witzer, going to try and go for that re-engage, and Adriel's just going to get blown up, and it's a 1-for-0. Baltum next though might be able to get picked up with that last bump, but no, he won't. And it's going to be Coco Pop's mate just going insane, and he queues away from the Featherstorm. He's still alive. And with the last auto attack, he's finally taken down. Meanwhile, Brandon going to get taken down with the Boomerang Blade. Kungfei is still alive, actually in front of Witzel. 2-for-1 in favor of TOG. And the re-engage once more. Going to be able to try and stun him. Might be able to swallow him. Maybe going to be able to get him. Not going to be able to lock that stun just yet. Meanwhile, going to be towards that top lane. Wave pushing in favor of LMP, and they push back towards that mid lane. TOG might be able to respond with a turret. Not only that, but also an inhibitor.
Wow, that fight was really close. Like,
it was so long.
It was so long. LMP were all so low in that fight, and they managed to like stay out for a good bit of it. But obviously, because TOG were much higher HP, it got so close. They got so low in that fight when they were playing against people who were already low HP. Bar that Kung Faya, who just came back, cleared that bot lane, came up, and he was actually the thing that changed that fight. Picking off the Master Yi, you know, bringing in that ultimate from Camille, and it was just the thing that changed it, I think. Because Coco Pop's mage is the person who I feel is the strongest part of these
you don't want to stay there. They're very low, actually. They're being very greedy.
Greedy for a Cloud Drake.
I mean,
no.
It's a Cloud Drake, man.
Just don't do that.
Don't do that now.
Don't do that.
Yeah, sure.
You've been playing so you've been doing good calls all this time. You can't.
It's the caster curse, man. It's the caster curse.
They didn't do it, thankfully, but you know well now they want to.
Because you said it, they're gonna ruin
it. Exactly. They just want me cursed.
Yeah.
Never allowed to cast again. Debut.
It's fine. We thought that last time, but it's fine indeed. I mean, look at this game. It's 35 minutes into this game. It's a lot closer than it was the last game. And honestly, just the fights keep on going back and forth. Heavy mid lane push coming out from LMP, and then a respond coming out from TOG with that, in the same lane, getting an inhibitor. But oh boy, here comes Coco Pop's Mage, and Cardinal Emmett comes in on his own though. Gonna be ultimate, gonna be Zhonya's used, but Coco Pop's Mage gonna get exhausted, gonna get rooted, not gonna be able to get taken down. He actually dodges the ultimate coming out from that Ziggs, but he's gonna get taken down at 2v5. Wrong place, wrong time, but it's going to be 1-0 so far. Cardinal Emmett going to be the second one. It's going to be a double kill going over to Steve, and they're not done yet. Witzel going to be on the run, and might be a triple, and they're still going for more kills. The slow gets on Billy Ray Dyrus, might be able to blow him back, might be able to make it a quadra kill, and it could be, but he takes down Bran as well, and he actually gets a double kill. 2 kills secured by Billy Ray Dyrus. It's 4 for 2. But 1v4, able to take 2 back and slows that pushing power. You took down the carry and the mid laner. You have done so well right there, and you've bought so much time for TOG.
Exactly. That was the one thing. They would have been able to do Baron so easily off that if Billy Ray Dyrus hadn't blown up both their carries. That would have
been game over.
It would have, definitely. And just like... the caster's curse. It happened.
It is. I literally told you, 5 seconds before that happened.
5 seconds before that happened, and he just decides that the two of them are going to go 2v5 down bottom lane for the crack. They're just like...
For the crack and for the bants.
For the bants.
I mean, I saw him engage. I was thinking, no. Unless Tom Kench actually had someone with him, it might have been possible.
Yes.
But on 2v5, I mean... You don't have the items for it.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man. You didn't go ham. You didn't go ham on your itemization, just going for like the Bloodthirst Infinity Edge. No, you went a little bit more defensive with the Spirit's Visage and with the that one. Dead Man's Blade. That's the one. Yes. It's like words are hard, but Coco Pop's Mage might be able to actually try and get some redemption here. Speaking of redemption, it's going to be coming out of the Lulu. Going to be trying to buy this much time. Going to go after Grand Holt. He's going to get knocked up, and again. Cardinal Emmett tries to come to the rescue, and here comes Witzel. Might be able to blow them back with the ultimate. It's going to be that 4-man stun with the scatter, the weak, and this could be it. Another on the run. Angel might be able to run away here. He's going to get knocked up. Oh, but Cardinal Emmett's not done. Yeah, he's going to chase him down. Featherstorm comes in, but the lockup and the knockup onto Bran. Decent amount of damage, but the Zayas can only do so much, and that is 3 kills to nothing. And Witzel going to be able to get the slow onto Steve. If they get this kill, it could be game over. But so much damage coming out from those fighters, and a triple kill comes in for Steve. And Billy Ray Dyrus responds. It's 4 for 3. And they still might be able to finish this game. Not really. Meanwhile, Mastery is going to be heading towards that Baron, and Kingfire is nowhere to be seen. He has to play defensively, and he has to play cleanup in the base.
Yeah, definitely. Billy Ray Dyrus is playing he's out of his mind right now.
But Steve with the triple kill as well.
I know, but that stun was absolutely
4-man
ridiculous.
Stun. Oh boy.
And the fact that he stopped the last time from them getting the Baron. And now he's keeping his team in this game. I feel like, so Coco Pop's Mage, I thought early on he was going to be able to carry this game. He was 5-1-1 early on. He had so much potential to be able to carry this game. He just... didn't do anything with it. Since then, he's been involved in 3 kills. They have 26 kills. They're not playing as a team. He's going bot lane. He's not doing enough down there. He's just getting some CS that could be gone elsewhere on his team, and just he's not doing enough with it.
Yeah, he could be doing more. We thought he might have been the MVP. Considering he had a 30 KDA in the group stages, we thought he might be the most impactful person. But Billy Ray Dyrus stepping up, even towards the Baron. Billy Ray Dyrus was the one who secured it. It wasn't even Coco Pop's Mage.
There you go.
With the smite. It's like those little things that matter. But TOG, they have the Baron. They have about a 7,000 gold lead in their favor right now. 6,000, 7,000, close enough. And they're going to try and run it down mid. And meanwhile, LMP are going to try and respond here. No one cares about the side lanes at the moment. They want to try and fight it out. They want to pull an A-ramp. And Witzel looks like he's hungry. He might be going for an engage. but decides to go back.
I love me ARAM fights.
I love me some ARAM indeed.
Oh, they're just so fun.
Yeah, but actually the inhibitor going to get spawned once more, and here comes Granville towards that backline. Might be able to get the explosive cast. Featherstorm going to be coming in. Might be able to actually stun them and lock them up, but Steve going to be able to blow up Billy Dyrus, and so far it's a 1-4-0. Coco Pops Mage still going to be looking for something here, and they still have the man advantage. They're actually going to be forced to flash away. It's going to be Moral Namakan or actually destroying the amount of potential that he can actually heal. Coco Pops Mage on the back of that fight gets blown up, and so far it's 2-4-1. Make that 3-4-1. Cardinal Emmett picks up Grand Vault, and it's still in favor of LMP, but they might not be done yet. Vaultum next, and Cardinal Emmett now have to try and defend because there's a long time. This is a long time to actually wait for those for your friends to actually come back. 40 seconds onto Coco Pops Mage, 25 onto Billy Ray Dyrus. And also, there's a lot of time for LMP to actually pick up an inhibitor here. Definitely, and they might pick up the game.
They definitely can. I don't think they can pick up the game here yet. But, like, if they just get a pick here or something, they could end up going to the game.
Yeah, they could indeed. Elder Drake is on the map now.
Not let that happen right now. And plus, the fact that Billy Ray Dyrus was coming up, they're too scared of him. Yeah. He's playing so well this game.
He is, but I mean, he's 12 kills, but he's also 10 deaths.
But he's getting focused very hard.
Yeah.
By, like, for example, Kung Fai jumping in on him. You know, it's pretty hard to play against that team.
It is pretty hard, but look at this Cardinal Emmett on his own, able to push them away from the Elder. They're going to be able to push back Adrian, force the flash onto him, and here comes On the Hunt. Going to try and go for that chase. They're hungry for kills. Massive mini wave towards that top lane, but no one even cares, and the Scatter of the Week going to be able to pop 1, not 2. Brian going to be using the ultimate, but he's going to buy as much time, but it doesn't even matter. 2 kills for 1, and the ultimate coming in. The Glacial Fisher buying as much time, but here comes Coco Pops Mage to try and pick up some kills. He's going to be going to the backline. Adriel not going to be able to do anything. Vaultum next on that backline, just shredding them one by one. 3 kills to nothing. Make that 4, and it could be the last kill, and this could be the game. Kung Fire, the sole survivor for the side of LMP. They're still going to go after him. They're still hungry for those kills. He's in the lane. Coco Pops Mage is hungry, but they still are wasting time. Yes. Go for the game and go for the end. Why are you chasing down the top laner? Vaultum next on his own towards that inhibitor. Will definitely be able to pick it up here, but nothing after because there's super minions running it down mid, and they're actually on the Nexus search for TOG.
Wow, they managed to get a turret as well.
They managed to get a turret towards that top lane with that massive minion wave, but I'm surprised. There was 4 members, and they're still down. There's 4 members for the side of LMP who are currently dead, and they still didn't go for that Elder Drake.
Yeah, that was so silly to chase down. Like, oh,
they wasted so much time.
They're just, the caster's curse came in. I was saying that, you know, that's all they had to do. Like, they were pulling out great calls, and then they're chasing around Kung Fire around the map on 100 HP. Like, oh, I don't understand.
I don't understand either, because that Elder Drake looks very, very tasty right now.
Sorry, I cursed you guys. Like,
yeah, it's not there. It's your fault. It's not their fault.
Exactly.
It is. It's like you're the one to blame here.
Exactly. Just blame the casters.
Yeah, always blame the casters. That's how it's done.
I like blame my jungler, but
well, yeah, we're the new junglers.
Oh,
it's like
right.
We're the ones who get blamed now.
Glass.
Oh boy! And meanwhile, looking at both these bases, they're very similar. Just 1 turret difference towards that top side, of course, in favor of LMP. Elder Drake on the map. It's going to be the actually puck coming in from Adrian. Going to be trying to go for the engage. X-Tech Ultimatum. Going to try to buy as much time. Billy Ray Dice is in danger. Featherstorm going to be coming out as well. Going to be able to blow him up 1-0 once more, and LMP might be able to get a game back here. Going to try and see if they can run it down mid. Elder Drake is up. They could try and get under the inhibitor again if it respawns, but it's not even close. It's going to be Kung Fire trying to go for a re-engage here. Cardinal Emmett trying to see if he can be a little bit aggressive and push them away. But it's going to be another inhibitor picked up for the side of LMP. They want to do this by the book. With the Barons spawning in 2 minutes. They have a 5v4. They have a man advantage. They might be able to push it down here. They might be able to go for that final push and bring us to a 1-1 score in the series. But they're going back as well. I think they're scared because they know what's on the line.
Yeah, they do. They know that if they lose this, they're out. It's over for them. Like, they need to bring this to game 3 now. They need to just play this as best they can, just try and make sure they get the win. Did you see what, like, Kung Faya did there as well? Oh, they're going to get that Elder Drake.
And it's going to be a 2 Dragon Elder Drake here. Just going to give him a decent buff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you do not want to fight them 4v5, and you sure as hell do not want to fight them when they have an Elder buff with 2 Drakes. It doesn't matter how much it is. Oh, Witzel, though, everyone is out of position. And looks like On the Hunt is going to be proc to try and save Colonel Emmett. The stun comes out to try and buy even more time for TOG here. Meanwhile, Master Yi, what in the world are you doing towards that top side of the map? What is even happening?
CS. Just juicy CS. You see it somewhere on the map, you gotta go for it. It's there. It's just ripe for the picking.
I'm about to face wall right now.
I can do it for you if you
No,
want.
this is the stage I am in.
From this, like, I feel like they should have just pushed it down. Like, the Yi wasn't able to do anything there. In the position that he was in. And if they forced a fight, they could have ended the game.
They could have, exactly.
They would have forced him to base. Like, he's not going to win a base race. I mean, it's Master Yi, but he's not going to win a base race against 4 people.
Exactly, not 4 or 5 people here, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I mean, we're talking about the Dragon, we're talking about the setup. That came out from the set of LMP. Meanwhile, TOG respond and set up for that Baron. Push the top... English is hard. The push towards that top lane that came out from Coco Pop Sage might have actually benefited them to actually just buy them a wee bit of time.
Exactly. I feel like here they're just going to go with what they did last time. Like Kung Faya last time just walked it down mid and he just straight up used his ult onto Billy Ray Dyrus. He knows that he's playing so well and he knows that he is like the sole reason that TOG are still in this game, and because of that he was just like, we need to get him, and the polymorph just...
Oh boy, Coco Pop's Mage on the hunt is procced. Ultimate going to be popped in. The Glacial Fissure to try and just dissuade him here. The Baron is still procced though, and it's going to be... Oh boy, it's going to be Brand actually on the back of that fight, still alive. Coco Pop's Mage gets blown to smithereens here, and could be the fight that LMP want. It could be the fight that LMP need. It's going to be a double kill, making that a triple kill for that Xayah. That's going to be on the backline. Camille picking one up, and it's going to be Voltum next on his own. He's going to get slowed. He's going to get taken down almost. It's going to be the Hex Tech, or rather the Hex Drinker, going to be popping here. Grand Vault still looking for that kill, but in a 1v5, you are not going to survive. It looks like LMP might be bringing us to that last game. The Flash Body Slam sure to get that kill, and the last attack coming out from that Camille. First Nexus Turret taking down, second soon to follow. It's going to be an ace going over to LMP, and they fight back and they take one more and they get us to a game 3.
That was definitely very impressive. Kung Faya MVP for that game.
Definitely.
100%.
The fact that he's just able to constantly get to the backline and pick on the carries. I mean, Billy Ray Dyrus had so many deaths.
He had, and he couldn't do anything about them. Like, he was getting polymorphed, he was like getting the Kung Faya jumping on top of him. He couldn't do anything about it. It was so hard. It was so difficult for him.
And then Coco Pop's Mage just going on so many solo missions, I felt, throughout that game, just constantly trying to carry when you shouldn't really be doing that. What you did in using Mastery in the first game was all right, but I feel if you're not dealing as much damage as you could, if you're not able to blow someone up, then what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be like this kind of thing that does just sustain damage through the fight, but he was just like split pushing all the time, and I'm not really sure it was the optimal strategy to go for there, because he was so strong early on. He was 5-1-1. He could have made so much happen with that, but instead he chose to just like split and let the other team like gradually close that goal gap together. But it was mainly Kung Faya who closed that goal gap. He was just making plays all across the map. He did not want his team to go out. He was just playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he definitely was, and this could be a change in the picks and bans that we might see in the last game. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with the third game between both these teams, and what an exciting series that has been so far.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in game 3. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
星に瞬きを伝えて守るものがあるからきっと強くなれる語るべき言葉なくした星の守りでは時の果て夢の果て闇に立ちすくんだ風を呼んでみたんだ空に向けて誰かを呼んでみたんだ光求めたソリチュードかすかなレゾナンス確かに届くロマンスそんな流れ星たちを抱き留めた明日が見えなくだって乗り越えなくちゃって奇跡の奇跡描き未来へつなぐ Growing High 心のフォトンが銀河にこぼれて道を強く照らす Burning Bright それぞれの思い秘めた星の守りでは空からの呼ぶ声に導かれた重ねる手と手には言葉なんかより伝わることがある熱い心通じ合った確かなレゾナンス見つけるのはエッセンス目指した意識の先がディスティネーション答えが見えなくてくじけそうになって支え合い誓い合う絆でつなぐシャイニースマイル心のフォトンが銀河に溢れて道を開く鍵は My Starlight Heart乗り越えなくちゃって奇跡の奇跡描き未来へつなぐ Growing High 心のフォトンが銀河に溢れて道が開いたら羽ばたいて行こうよ乗り越えて行こうよ星空と溶け合っていつまでも行ける Fly High まっすぐ願いを世界に歌って新しい夜も新しい
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3 and the final game between Latin Magic Pandas and the Orianna Grandes in this best of 3 for the Division 2 semi-final, as we are joined by Lexi in our super secret studio, and of course the one and only Jonathan Slut Barrett. We are very excited to see what these teams have to offer. First game, bit of a slugfest, bit of an early lead for LMP, and TG fought back, and the same thing happened in the second game, but on the other side,
of things,
yeah, exactly, and it was LMP who were the ones who came out on top. So what are the changes that we're looking for here?
I'm not really sure what these teams are going to do now. I feel like that Orianna Grandes are going to try and go back to what they had. Like, I don't feel like the comp that they ran really worked out as well as it did in the first game, where they could like just play big team fights, do whatever it was. I mean, they kind of had it, but the players weren't really on point last game. For example, the last fight that they had, Witzel like completely just whiffed his ult when he's the only person on the team with any kind of CC. You just can't do that. If they had like a little bit more CC in there with the Orianna that they had the game before or something like that, then they would have been able to use that a little bit better. I think they would have been able to come out ahead in those team fights.
Yeah, exactly. But we are going to be jumping into the champ select here for the last game between LMP and TOG. Now, what kind of changes are we looking for here?
I feel like the Orianna Grandes might go back to what they had originally. Latin Magic Pandas, they seem like they have a lot that they can use. I feel like there's going to be a ban on the Camille here.
Yeah,
definitely.
It is possible, unless they actually...
He played out of his mind on that.
It is. I mean, unless Cardinal Emmett picks it up, because he's played like a bit of the Fiora and a bit of the Camille, so
yeah,
if it's not banned away...
champs like that, he's pretty good at them. Yeah, that's very true. And if they don't, then maybe Latin Magic Pandas will have to third ban that, force it out like Kitty Cat just running around.
I mean, she's just sitting right there staring at both of us, and I'm just like, don't, shh. It's like the wrong time to ask for attention right now.
I got so distracted. It's just like being on stream. It's just like, cat.
Kitty. Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about the Camille and the Orianna Grandes. Yeah, they're going to ban it away, and still the Orianna not going to be given away to Bill Ray Darius. No, he had a massive impact in the first game.
Exactly. They won't be able to get that away. I wonder what he'll go with in the mid lane. He still played really good on the Syndra.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a lot of contribution towards the team fights. He had a lot of kills, but he was just caught out so many times.
It was so hard to get away from that. The Camille won't be there for that this time. If he has the Syndra and the Camille isn't there, I feel like he will have much more impact on the game. He won't be able to get picked off by the Syndra or by the Camille running up mid, using the Volt onto it and just the ult and trapping her in place. Even when she got Zhonya's, she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, in response to the Orianna and the Fiora being taken away, it is going to be the Xayah who's going to be the last one to be picked up here and taken away from Steve, because he just had a massive impact. And what is with that smile on your face right now?
I was just thinking about something funny from last game.
Really now?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, now I'm curious. I'll bite. What?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Oh, here we go.
I can't talk about it.
Alrighty then.
It was something we may have talked about in the pause. We may have
what's with the what's with the movement? That's all the secret
hand movements, you know.
Secret stuff. Oh boy, Voltum next. Voltum next actually might be able to pick up the cannon here. It's got to get locked in for himself towards the bottom side of the map. They had a good impact in the first game.
It brings that extra bit of CC that I was saying about, because last game all they had was the Braum, and then they couldn't rely on him. He wasn't showing up to the plate that he did in the first game. The first game he had beautiful ultimates. He had like 2 or 3 ultimates where he got just the priority targets where he was like firing them at weird angles, you know, and he was just managing to do it up. It was just really good. But that game, he was just missing people. He just couldn't be the thing that the team needed, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't be that engaged or disengaged potential depending on the team fight.
And he picks it up again. Yeah. Hopefully he'll show up this game.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, in the first game he was doing good. In the second game, not so much. But we're looking at the Renekton pick here for Kung Fu in the top lane for LMP. And it's going to have definitely a lot of early aggression. And if the Renekton gets fed early on, he's just going to obliterate everyone out of the water. So in response, you gotta have someone who actually has either similar or a more aggressive playstyle towards that top lane, who can win out in the matchup, or someone who can benefit the team in the later stages of the game, like the Galio. Who's still available. But it looks like the Aurelia is locked in.
He picked the Aurelia. This is a really fun matchup. top lane is just loads of fighting going over.
It's not
going to
be a slugfest or a wet noodle fight this time. It's going to be really, really good.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to watch. I can't wait to see that. Lulu picked up here for Latin Magic Pandas. Adra last time on it, getting the solo kill.
Yeah, that
early
solo
game.
first blood.
He did really well. I love seeing a Lulu. I'm just a big fan of Lulu players.
You're a big fan of anything at this point.
No, I'm not. I'm like Draven Lulu combo or Lulu anything
Draven
combo.
Braum is the combo for you.
No.
Batman. Yeah, it's going to be the Ziggs picked up once more here, actually, for Latin Magic Pandas. They were comfortable in the second game.
He was clean.
He was clean in multiple situations, just able to pick up those kills and apply a decent amount of damage. And here's the thing. Now, we've seen Orianna in the first game when Syndra is banned. And now the Orianna and the Syndra are taken away from Billy Ray Dyers. What is going to be left for him?
I'm not really sure what he's going to pick up. He actually plays...
Galio? If the Galio's not banned here, it is a possibility.
Exactly. He played Galio in the mid lane in the past, where it was just a flex pick on the team, and I feel like he could pick that out, but I'm not sure about how much damage the team is going to have. I suppose Aurelia does give off a lot of damage in fights.
Yeah,
she really does.
Yeah, and there was I think just a little bit of a change towards her ultimate. 20 seconds off her cooldown, 20 then 10 then nothing. So her ultimate does have a shorter cooldown in the early stages of the game, so that could benefit her laning phase to actually fight with the Renekton early on.
That's true.
Swain actually going to be the last band, so a Galio pickup here would definitely benefit the Orianna Grandes towards the mid lane, because again you can still flex it, or you can even put it in the jungle on Coco Pop's maze as a final resort.
I'm not really sure about that one. I feel like he will probably pick up his Master Yi, and Latin Magic Pandas aren't afraid of that. They're not afraid of it. After they saw him last game, he didn't have enough impact. He got early kills, didn't do anything with them. So they're not afraid of that thing. But if they do pick up the Master Yi, they have a lot of damage there, and they can go with that Galio.
I hope they don't pick the Master Yi. I mean, the performance in the second game was just... he had a early impact.
It wasn't good, but
it wasn't good in the later stages of the game. It just fell off massively, I felt.
It did, but in retrospect, he had nothing like he had in the first game, where he had the Galio being able to ult on top of him. So if they put that Galio in the mid lane and then use the Galio ult on him, he gets all that damage reduction. He's able to fight for longer. He's able to get in there and just do all his damage. Last game he was just getting blown up and getting thrown around the place, pinballed with the Gragas, with the just everything. It was just really hard.
Exactly, and we're waiting for the next pick to come out from Latin Magic Pandas. They already have the AD carry is what they need to pick up first. The Caitlyn, the Xayah, the Tristana going to be taken away from Steve here, so he might rotate to something like the Jhin or something like the... I'm trying to think, maybe Varus? Ashe? Sivir? There's still a lot of AD carries that they can go for to try.
Sivir, possibly.
Sivir would do really well. With the Lulu, it's still a decent amount of damage early on. So we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what's going to be the pickup here for LMP.
Yeah, with the Lulu, it's actually a pretty good pick as well. I'd like to see a Varus here. Something, because they don't actually have that much CC.
But they'd have a lot of poke with the Varus and the Ziggs.
The Ziggs and Varus together, and then they have that protection for him with the Lulu. So I feel like that would be a good pick. I'm not really sure if he plays that, but I feel like that would be good with the ult, being able to keep everyone in place and be able to like peel back from it. Not that you're going to peel away in Aurelia. All that tenacity.
No, that's not going to happen.
You're not.
So imagine that with Merc Treads as well.
Oh, it's so nasty. 5 people.
Sick nasty right
it's
there.
It's sick nasty. It's like 5 people around gets something like 40% reduction.
I think it was 35, yeah.
It's something
it's
around
10, 20 and then 35, I think, if it's more than 3 people.
Yeah, it's
but it's just a sick amount of tenacity right there. Combine that with the Merc Treads, it's just
stacks
so much.
multiplicatively.
Yeah, it
and
does.
Just the 5% in the runes, or the mastery, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not getting CC today, like.
So, plus, there's not much CC to begin with. You'd only have the Renekton who has the W coming out, and then not too sure what else they're going to have. The knock-up from Ziggs isn't really that big of a deal. And
no, like...
Yeah, it's not going to be something massive, really. So you'd only have... What's left is basically the jungler and the AD carry, and there's not many AD carries that can provide their own CC. And for a jungler, not too sure, he could still go for the Gragas like he did before. He still has the
Gragas is banned, actually.
Yeah. Ooh, the Gragas is banned. You see, there you go.
Caught you this time.
So it could be the Maokai, it could be the Cho'Gath, so they still have options available.
Nunu.
Oh god, the Nunu is available.
King of controlling objectives.
Oh, I thought you were going to say King of the Jungle. I'm just like, no.
No, not a hope. King of your enemy's jungle, I guess.
Yeah.
He just.
What about Ivern, though?
Ivern, he's just a troll. He's an awful pick. He's like King of Bad. He's like...
He is the King of Bad.
He's just solo key.
I mean, I always wonder where in the world does he get his damage from? He literally walks around throwing seeds at people. Where's the damage coming from?
All from Daisy.
It is all from Daisy. It's
Daisy
just not
Dukes.
fair. Yeah, but look at this. Coco Pop's Mage going back to something that's a little bit better for himself, not just going ham with the Master Yi, but he's going to go for something like Divide, which is definitely a good engage, because if Zaya's taken away, there's no just invulnerability for the AD carry, so if he locks onto you, he's going to follow you and he's going to take you down.
This comp just screams go. They're just like, we're going. You're dead. You're dead.
It's like it's like, yeah, you got to death stare the camera, you're next. Well, it's gonna be, could be the Ari, and gonna be the Vi locked in here for the Orianna Grande. So they're gonna have so much potential here to just pick them off one by one. Assault and Battery, then you got the Spirit Rush, and then of course you got the Aurelia of all people just jumping on top of you, and then you have the Disengage or Re-engage potential coming out from the Glacial Fissure, and the Slicing Maelstrom from the Cannon and the Braum. It's just so much go potential, as you said.
Exactly, and I feel like this is a really good comp that Orianna Grande's picked up when they banned the Zaya as well, because the only AD carry that can get away from any of that is the Zaya.
Yeah, just with the invulnerability.
It's just the Twitch.
Oh god,
Twitch is just a great champ. I hate him, but I love him. Like
that hate-love relationship.
It is. It is. It's just one of those, and he just sits so far back, and he just. When he has a Lulu on top of him and he has everything, you kind of give up your early game. Well, in laning phase, if you're picking him AD carry, you give up your laning phase because he's not strong in lane. He kind of gets bullied a bit, and he could get bullied out of the game here. Yeah. But if he doesn't and he gets to late game, he's just a ticking time bomb.
Exactly.
He's ready to go off and just rat-a-tat-tat everyone.
Yeah, it's good of you to actually say rat-a-tat-tat, because it was changed from Spray and Pray.
I used to love that name as well.
I mean, rat-a-tat-tat has a ring to it as well.
It does, I guess. I still miss Spray and Pray, though.
I know.
It's like Luxult, Finalis Funkin'. You know, the very
that was what it was called before. But I mean, the one thing I really want to point out is the combo for Steve and Granvolt on the Nunu. Because you'd imagine if he had Bond of Stone and then he'd just jump between everyone, use that ultimate, slow everyone down, proc the Bond of Stone, and then you just have Twitch on the backline getting a massive heal just from the Bond of Stone, comboed with maybe a Bork that is definitely going to get, unless he goes like for full lethality, because Duskblade might work. Duskblade doesn't work on him as well as it would.
I don't think so. I don't think you want to go Duskblade in this.
It's more beneficial to go Rune and Spark.
I feel like it's more
Edge, isn't it?
Well, you can go the Duskblade on Twitch AD carry if you want to, but that's generally like more of a solo QE build. Yeah. So with that, you kind of want to be doing things like randomly roaming mid, and just picking up random kills where you're just looking to burst someone, get them out of a fight, cause loads of havoc, and just ruin your solo queue experience. I hate solo queue.
I hate solo queue too.
Why
are you whispering?
I don't know. I've like 25 games.
You don't want solo queue to hear you. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, just don't want League to hear you.
Yeah, I mean we're currently casting League. I think like
no,
this
but
is
I mean about solo queue, it's like just it's.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. But I mean, looking at both these compositions, you have a decent poke coming out from the Ziggs, maybe a little bit from the Lulu, but the engage potential definitely from the Orianna Grande is a lot stronger.
Definitely, and they'll find it very hard to peel it off, Latin Magic Pandas. But what they do have is this Nunu, when he gets loads of HP and he gets Locket really strong, and he could just sit in the middle of a fight and just ult and slow everyone who's trying to dive in to actually get this engage, and then they've the Lulu to try and protect that Twitch AD carry. It's going to be difficult to see if Orianna Grandes can get on the Twitch and burst him down in time so that he can't contribute enough to the team fight to actually win it, because he is going to be a big factor in fights if it gets to late game.
Yeah, it definitely will. I mean, in the first game we've seen a couple of members from the Orianna Grandes pop off, and in the second game we've just seen the top lane, of course, for LMP destroy everyone. And the fact that he was able to get on Billy Ray Dyer's time and time again and burst him down in those team fights and just open up make it easier for them to actually control the map, put down vision, get down objectives, and just contributed so much for the team. And this time, they're putting all the eggs in the Twitch basket right now.
I mean, they're putting a lot of eggs. I suppose the Renekton...
There's just eggs everywhere right now.
Yeah, they're just... I mean, most of them are in the Twitch basket there. But I'm not... I'm going to give this one to Orianna Grande's, I think. How about you?
I mean, I would have given it to them if I didn't see their...
Just based off comp alone.
Off composition... Again, it would definitely, if they're able to burst down the Twitch, I'd say it goes over to them. But they're still there. If maybe the Renekton was a Galio, like if they had a Galio instead, the Galio wasn't banned, then, if I'm not mistaken, then definitely that would go over to LMP, just because you'd have the wild growth, you'd have the damage reduction coming out from the Galio as well, and then you'd still have a decent amount of damage from the Ziggs and from the Twitch, and just peel for those carries. But the fact that it's a Renekton, if he falls off in the early game, then I think it's just all over.
It's going to be very hard. It's going to be
because Renekton is useless late game if he's not ahead. You won't be able to split push against the Irelia. You won't be able to contribute towards a team fight because you're so far behind. And as a tank, you do literally nothing. You jump in between everyone. You do no damage. You'd have no impact. All you have is one stun, and that's it.
Yeah, I suppose. I feel like there's a bit of a mismatch here in the comp. They've picked like this early game top laner that's like trying to bully out the opposing top laner, but it's like they want to kind of get to late game because they have the Twitch and they have like the Nunu who's good for objective control. They have all this kind of comp based around that, and it's like, it just seems like the Galio, now that you mention it, it is really would have been more beneficial here. But the only thing is with it is that they would have had triple AP comp.
Yeah.
Maybe pick up something else in the jungle.
But a triple AP comp against a team with barely any tanks might have worked, but...
That's true, minus the Aurelia.
Yeah, true.
Get an Aurelia building loads of... I suppose she died to the Twitch fairly handy then, though.
She could indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be on to the Rift for this third and final game between the Orianna Grandes and the Latin Magic Pandas. Now, both these teams have had an incredible performance in the first and second game, respectively, but definitely with the recent with the compositions that they have this time, all in engage from TOG and just appeal for your AD carry. So, as you said, it's going to be a play for the late game for LNP. It's going to be just give up objectives early on to try and buy time. Just try and buy as much time as possible. They're not going to have an early lead unless Renekton gets something out of it, because
I feel like you're a little bit different than... They won't give up objectives, I don't think, because they have the Nunu. And even if they do have to, like, try to force them off objectives, they can. They can basically just hover the Nunu around the objective, and the other team will be afraid to take that objective because they know the threat of Nunu.
And it's hard to beat it in a smite war.
You can't. That's why they would be so afraid of it. Love this. Fights, top lane, love watching.
Instantly.
I
so
love...
we didn't even start the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like... I love watching those top lanes where you just get a bit of a brawl going on. Two bruisers just going at it, beating away.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting to see what they're going to do. But I'm looking towards that bottom lane here. Now, we have a Doran's Shield for the Twitch and a Doran's Blade for the Cannon. I would have liked to see a Doran's Shield as well for the Cannon, just because of the Twitch passive. Now, hear me out. Of course, whenever the poison keeps stacking, if you just get one auto attack onto you, the poison is going to keep refreshing the passive from the shield, and it's just going to heal you for so much.
I feel like the thing is here, the reason they don't do that is because the Twitch poison early on is not enough to signify wanting that damage reduction in it, and you want to be able to bully that lane. You want to play against... If you're going against the Twitch, you know that the Twitch...
actually, King Fire is going to be under threat here towards the top lane. He's going to be forced to flash, but he's safe. Should be fine. But as you were saying...
And going back to what I was saying is, you kind of give up the lane as a Twitch. You're just trying to get as much CS as you can. Kind of get out, like make a roam here or there, and play it that way, because most of the time you're not going to be able to win lane as a Twitch.
Oh, Cardinal Emmett going to be chasing him down. He doesn't have flash. Might be able to slow him down. Might be able to secure the kill. One more auto attack, and with the Q, might be able to get him. But Kongfire is going to be able to escape. A little bit hurt, though. But it's going to be fine for now. Might be forced to TP to stay in the lane and just stay close in this matchup, but we can already see the power of the Aurelia and how much damage she can apply.
Yeah, definitely. I love these fights top lane. It's like
you're so passionate about everything.
No, it's not everything.
If I see a call towards the bottom lane, you're just gonna have a hissy fit on you.
Not a hissy fit. I mean, it would be nice, but
I'm just gonna see you jumping around our secret studio.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll get Lexi out and just throw her around.
Shit, secret.
Oh yeah, I mean, not super secret studio that is not Dawood's place. What?
What? What are you talking about? I'm homeless.
Yeah, exactly. You are homeless. You look it.
Feels bad.
Wow! PM, I'm just
alrighty, shots being fired. Alright, yeah, you're never coming back anymore. You're done. This is it.
Let's see. So the Twitch is farming really well, and there's not enough pressure being put on by the Orianna Grandes in this bot lane, I feel. He's a little bit ahead, but there's a wave to pick up for Kennen.
I mean, you're talking about the fact that he might actually be falling behind, but he's doing pretty well so far.
No, but that he should be able to fall behind. Like, that Orianna Grandes would be able to take advantage of this. The Lulu, though, this Lulu is just... Adriel is really doing work on this Lulu. He's just harassing galore. He's causing a lot of pressure on the enemy bot lane so that they can't retaliate. So yeah, good job to him.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've seen him last game get first blood, and this game he's still applying the same amount of pressure. So definitely very strong. You know, there's the force is strong with this one. Very, very strong indeed. Look, that is just insane damage. Just time and time again. The Glitter Lance doing work on Voltumnex, and I don't think Voltumnex is having a fun time.
No, and Adriel, like, a lot of the time when I see Lulus in solo queue when I play with them, they tend to just waste all their mana straight away. And Adriel's doing good mana management and just able to put all this damage down onto Voltumnex. A little bit of damage down onto Witzel there. Not really sure that's what he wants to do, but...
oh boy, but here comes Coco Pop's Mage, and he's hungry for kills. Going to be Steve able to sneak his way around.
Very clean escape.
Yeah, very clean escape indeed. Meanwhile, I think the Nunu's onto the Dragon Pit, and he might actually secure the Dragon, and there it is. A Mountain Drake secured this early on. That is a very early Drake to secure, and you were talking about the objective control from the Nunu and what he can offer. And that right there is it. Meanwhile, Bilraidar is going to get a roam coming in from King Fire.
Good thing he was 6 there.
Yeah.
That
would have forced a summoner if he wasn't level 6 there. But and again, Kingfire didn't have the flash, so I don't think he would be able to flash stun him just yet.
No.
And so good rotations coming out, trying to make those plays early on and trying to see, again, because they constantly keep getting those leads in every game.
Yeah, they're just doing really well. LMP got that free Drake off. He's just... It's slowly going in their favor, I feel.
But are they going to be able to snowball? Because they've done it before in the first game where they just fell off, and I feel like in this composition again, Kingfire needs to have a huge impact.
Yeah, that's true. Kingfire was their saving grace last time, and if he can't do enough, this game they will end up losing, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely, because we're looking towards that top lane fight. It's going time and time again between both of these members. Cardinal Emmet, Kingfire going at it. Time and time again. Meanwhile, here we go again. The stun going to be coming out any second. The ultimate coming in. Kingfire might be able to secure the kill. He's going to be flashing aggressively. Gets the stun and gets first blood. And that's what we're talking about. Kingfire, you said he was a saving grace. Will he be able to do enough? I think that answers your question.
I hope so. He's definitely playing really well here in top lane. He got ganked, had to blow his flash, was getting bullied a little bit because the jungler came up, but he's really showing that he wants this game. He wants this game. I mean, he wants game 3.
Definitely, because
he wants game 3 done.
Yeah, he wants game 3 done indeed, because the aggression paid off. Definitely, he played around the fact that his flash rather came up at that exact time, so he knew that he can be aggressive and thought maybe Cardinal Emmet didn't have the proper timing and was able to play around it rather and get that kill towards the top lane. 2 Doran's rings or 2 Doran's blades. Rather, and it's going to be the Fate as well. Now here's the thing, we all know that Aurelia, whenever she gets that Triforce, she just does insane damage. But it's going to be
tons of damage. Specifically.
Very, very much damage. So much damage. Such damage, much wow. But yeah, Kingfire is going to be getting the Black Cleaver, of course. I don't think he's going to go for a Triforce.
No, he'll well, yeah, Black Cleaver on Kingfire, for sure.
Just that armor shred combined with slice and dice.
Yeah.
It can be very, very strong.
I was wondering if he was going to go like a lethality build and like try to do like some kind of solo queue Renekton style where you just go full carry kind of mode.
Oh god.
That it'd be really good too because you get levels because you know how it's based off your own level now.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that you get so many levels top lane if you just keep going top lane and not try to influence the rest of the map and just try to get levels and levels and levels, like you'll get so much lethality. Based off that, I think it's like you get 16 of the 18 lethality at I think it's level 11.
I think so. It balances off after level 11.
Yeah, it's about that, and it's so if you're like early on, you just get so much of this lethality, like you just bully people out.
Oh, meanwhile, Cardinal Emmett might get baited here towards the pit, but little do they know, Coco Pop's mage is on the hunt, and it's going to be the ultimate going to be stopped here. The Assault and Battery chasing down the Skirmisher Saber, doing work, burning away. But it's going to be a double kill secured for Kung Fire because he doesn't care, and he just shreds through them like they are nothing.
Save your Kung Fire for LMP.
I mean, if it hasn't answered your question yet, 3 kills
He's
already.
definitely answered my question.
Yeah, he might be able to get the...
He wants this game. He just wants this win. He's showing.
I mean, he definitely deserves it so far.
Definitely.
His performance in the second and then the third game has been very, very promising.
Outstanding. He's going to try snowball this lead now, bully out that Aurelia, make sure she's not relevant when it comes to later game team fights.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, it's going to be Witzel forcing the ultimate. It's going to be as well in response here, coming out from the Adriel. Going to be trying to use that wild growth, but Brand is under threat here. The flash going to be coming in. It's going to be securing the kill. Billy Dyrus takes one back for TOG. Meanwhile, red team, oh boy, LMP still going to be securing objectives left, right, and center. And with the Rift Herald secured 10 minutes in, this could spell doom because if they get their first big gold...
Yeah.
If they get first gold again on the Renekton towards the top lane, but it doesn't even matter, and it's going to be the Slicing Maelstrom coming in from Voltum next, but the TP coming in from Kung Fire, he is hungry, he is done with the jungle and top lane, he wants kills all over the map. Coco Pop's Nate actually has his Q almost stopped and the stun. Yeah, he is going to influence so much this game. But I think with the Aurelia towards the top lane, might be able to get that first blood on the turret.
The first tower? I'm not really sure. See, I thought what...
oh boy, Voltum next though, going on to Adriel. Adriel's going to be a little bit over-aggressive, and Witzel going to be one securing the kill. Meanwhile, Steve might be able to respond. Here comes Grandfather, going to be using Absolute Zero and secures the kill. And he's going to be chasing down Witzel. Steve might be able to get one back. Coco Pop's Mage is on the hunt as well. For some reason, he's going to try and see if he can buy some much time or maybe even secure a kill on the back line. Meanwhile, Cardinal Emmett going to get engaged upon by 2 members for LMP, and they're going to get secured once more. And Billy Ray Dyrus rotates towards the bottom side of the map, forces the flash out of Steve. Coco Pop's Mage and Billy Ray Dyrus are going troll hunting. They want to get that Yeti. They're going to try and chase him down. Going to be able to use that Blast Combo. But here comes Coco Pop's Mage. Assault and Battery going to be used. No, Spirit Rush just yet onto Billy Ray Dyrus, and that Charm is actually going to whiff, but there's nowhere to run, and Billy Ray Dyrus is going to get another one back. And meanwhile, Bran and Kung Fire are going to be able to secure that first break gold without the help of the Herald.
That's impressive. That was really good of...
really?
No.
Just pressure around the map.
Just the pressure around the map, and knowing that they should go top lane there and help out Kung Fire to keep snowballing. He gets so much gold off that first tower as well there. Split between himself and the Ziggs. Trying to get both of them just being able to... I'm surprised that the Nunu isn't around here.
Because he was towards the
he
top.
went back. Oh, okay,
yeah, he went back from getting the kill towards the bottom lane. But it's going to be
that's a good pickup then.
It is going to be, because it's a Mountain Drake back in favor of TOG now. So it's going to be 1-for-1 at the moment. They're going to be able to try and see if they can come and actually fight back again in this game. 85 CS to 87 towards the bottom lane. 20 CS lead in favor of Billy Ray Dyrus. An even CS lead across the board. Other than the mid lane, it all seems pretty even. But Kung Fire is just on fire right now with a Black Cleaver and an Ninja Tabai. It's going to be reducing so much damage coming out from TOG.
Did you just say Kung Fire is on fire? Is that what you said?
you weren't going to let that slide, were you?
No.
It doesn't even matter because Witzel and Voltomax going to get engaged up on here towards the bottom side. And again, that Nunu shows his face, applies pressure, and tries to scare them away.
Love
the
some
TP going to
Nunu
be coming in. Billy Ray Dyer is going to be using that Spirit Fire, and again the Charm is going to whip, but here comes Cardinal Emmett, and he's on the hunt for some kills, and Adrian might be able to escape, and it's going to be the ultimate not able to save his behind. Meanwhile, it is going to be the Twitch, and he goes to rat-a-tat-tat away, getting onto multiple members here for TOG, and they might be able to fight back, but Billy Ray Dyer's going to be going in a fight in a 1v1 against Bran. Not enough damage to actually take him down, though. Thunderlord's not able to proc. It procced before. Meanwhile, it is going to be coming fire towards that top side of the map, trying to see if he can push towards that top lane and forcing Coco Pop's mates to respond. Oh, Bran. Oh! And that right there, that is what Vision does for you, ladies and gentlemen. Free kill going over to Bran.
And this is really good pressure by Kung Fire here on the top side of the map. I thought he was going to get a little bit more down on that turret, but he's taking away the blue buff. He's kind of taking away that whole top side. Everyone's afraid to go near him. The TP in from Emmett to bot lane, Cardinal Emmett, trying to make things happen where he knows he can't come up against this Renekton.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the Herald going to be spawned towards that mid lane, and again they're going to be spawning it with a wave. It's going to be tanked a couple of turret shots, and the Herald might be able to actually deal a decent bit of damage. Assault and Better going on to Bran here. It's going to be Coco Pop's mage trying to buy as much time and trying to see if he can salvage the situation in mid lane, trying to see if he can save it. But it's going to be the Satchel just going to be able to secure that turret any second now. But Kung Fai going towards the backline. The turret is still alive, and so is the Herald. And Cardinal Emmett trying to see if he can find and engage somewhere. But look at that damage. Ultimate not available for Bran. Not going to be able to blow them up just yet. Kung Fire forcing Billy Ray Dyer to Spirit Rush the hell out of there. And it's still going to be another turret going over to LMP. And so far they have a 3.5k gold lead in their favor. 16 minutes in.
Yeah, no, this is like so much action happening here. Looking like this Nunu getting those early game objectives, the Rift, you know, getting that early game. The
early Dragon as well, yeah.
Yeah, the Mounted Dragon. He's just, because of these things, like they're able to make things happen around the map. I'm not really sure what. I think they just have to kind of like go and just chill out for a little bit, pick up their buffs, pick up their jungle camps, and make something happen around the next objective, because LMP, they do want to go kind of get objectives. They are going to be very afraid of this comp, though. That's just kind of all dive in.
I mean, here's the thing. You're going to try and dive in, but so far they've been fighting on their own terms, and they've been getting those fights time and time again. 7 kills to 4. They're expanding their gold lead time and time again. And the fact that they keep getting those turrets and just applying that pressure all over the map and opening the map up. So there's going to be a lot of pressure towards the bottom lane just because that's the only turret that's currently available for them as a tier 1. So it has to be focused down somehow.
It is one thing about this comp. If they fall behind, because it's like an all-in, just go comp, like, it's very hard to come back from that. It's kind of like, it's the reason why champions like, say, Zin isn't played, because he's just in. Just
there's
go,
no
go,
out.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no out. You have to go in. Like, once you're in, and that's it.
Exactly, and I'm actually kind of surprised because I just noticed this now that Cardinal Emmett has Courage of the Colossus rather than Fervor. I think that's why he might have not been able to win that early fight, but it doesn't even matter because he's about to lose this fight as well. Turret not going to be able to do anything at this point. Cardinal Emmett going to get taken down, and again with that Nunu, with that Renekton towards the top side of the map, they're going to be able to secure another easy turret in their favor and expand that gold lead and just see if they can set the side of TOG so far behind that they can't come back. Meanwhile, Billy Ray Dyer's going to get engaged upon. The dash comes in, the stun, not able to land, and the exhaust is actually going to be able to save him. And the Orb Deception on its way back takes down the Crocodile. And meanwhile, Bran going to be fighting out with Coco Pop's mage. One more attack, and it actually would be able to secure that kill, but the flash has been forced, and it's going to be the Q trying to slow him down. Going to be trying to eat that Gromp away, but there's only so much you can do. It's going to be the Orb Deception, maybe. Concussive Blow is going to be able to secure the kill. Not really. Billy Ray Dyer is finally going to be able to take one back as well. He's 5-1-0, 30 CS ahead of Bran. And if anything's going to happen for TAG, if anyone's going to be able to push them back into this fight, it has to be the one and only Billy Ray Dyrus.
I'm really liking this pick that he picked up. I don't think I would have liked the Syndra as much in this game. He's roaming around. He's making things happen with that Ari. He's 5-1-0 now. He's the answer to Kung Fai's like, I'm going to carry this game. And Billy Ray Dyrus is just coming across. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go everywhere you go, and I'm gonna stop you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna make sure you don't.
Yeah. Positively indeedio. And I mean,
but Ned Flanders just
no, we're not doing this. It's like that's it. We just give the people a taste, and then that's it.
A taste, just tease. You're just a tease.
Yeah, exactly. Because you always leave them wanting more.
So now they want more.
No, they don't. They never ask for more. They never do. But looking at LMP and TOG, they're both going to be trying to fight it out for this Cloud Drake of all Drakes. They're trying to apply pressure towards it, but I'm looking towards Kung Fire here. He's pushing towards that top lane. There's no tier 1, there's no tier 2. There's no need for you to keep pushing towards that top lane.
I think he's just trying to bring pressure because he knows that someone will have to answer him eventually. Yeah, and he knows that Cardinal can't, and if he can draw away Billy Ray Dyrus from the fight, who's the only one who can deal with them, I feel like that's a win for him because slowly
Adriel, Witzel, Voltomex are going to be on the hunt here for Adriel. He's going to be forced to flash. Was the last auto attack actually cancelled? Concussive Blow still able to proc. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Kungfire and Bran able to siege up that mid lane. They might be able to actually try and force him back. Look at that damage coming from the auto attack. Meanwhile, the Charm is going to be landing in, and the Spirit Rush is going to be dealing massive damage. And Bran is going to get taken down. Also, the battery coming in, forcing him back into the turret range. And they're going to try and chase him down. Meanwhile, going back to the bottom side of the map here, Slicing Messerum coming in, forcing Steve to flash away. Kongfire again towards the mid lane, to the bottom lane, to TP. Coming back again, right at that tad away. Witzel's going to be going against that Twitch, but here comes Cardinal Emmett. Going to be trying to see if he can get some of this action towards this bottom side because it is all over the place.
It's all over the place right now. It feels like everyone's still like in laning phase almost. Like,
I mean, no one left their lane.
They're just staying in lane. I mean, it's good for, say, Twitch because he just gets to scale and scale and scale to the point where he can just two-shot people with his ultimate. But and he's not actually going that build that we thought he might. You know, the solo queue Dusk Blade
build.
He's
going to be going the regular build.
He'll go the regular build because he knows that team fights are what's going to win this game.
Exactly.
Just gonna. It's so good once he gets to late game. He just
when you get the items like the Borg Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon, Runin's Hurricane. As soon as you get those 3 items, you get those crits, but it doesn't even matter because this is not the situation he's in right now. He's going to get locked down and taken out. Voltomex takes one back for the team. Meanwhile, here comes the TP. Kongfire going to be able to try and re-engage. It's going to be the Inferno Bomb coming in. Not going to get anything. The Borg going to be procced onto Kongfire to disengage. And a free kill going over to Voltomex.
Yeah, they didn't even have to use any... Oh, they used Ignite. That was it, I think. Or was it Exhaust?
No, that's an Exhaust.
That's an Exhaust. I'm blind. You know, I need those glasses that are...
No, you leave my glasses alone. It's like they're brand new glasses, okay?
Yeah, no, just a lot of CC out from the bot lane from the Orianna Grandes. Like, just... It's so much CC. How do you deal with that? It's just...
You don't. You just die. You just die, yeah.
You sit there, make a cup of tea, come back, you're still CC'd, and...
You see, now that I think of it, I would love a cup of tea right now.
Oh, I'd love a cup of tea right now.
You see, I think I stopped drinking tea when I moved in here.
Why?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I moved in where? I mean, I'm homeless. What am I talking?
Exactly. You're homeless. What are you talking about?
We're in the raid super.
Cardinal Emmett getting back this top lane turret, just trying to even things up here. Good job from him after being like behind, and he's not.
But look at the rotation though on your minimap. But it doesn't even matter. Billy Ray Dyrus going to be going in hand. The exhaust comes out a little bit too late, and it's going to be the Ignite who secures the kill. Cardinal Emmett going to be engaging onto Ariel, and again forcing that ultimate. Cardinal Emmett should be secured here with the Twitch poison, but I don't think he will. And it should be Nunu picking it up, and still the Transcendent Blades buying enough time. The turret kill might be able to get it, but the snowball, and still the minion auto attack's not enough. The Redemption we're going to be able to secure the kill. Not really. He tries to fight it out. This is very dangerous. No, he's not going to escape. He might have been able to walk through between those turret range, but he's not going to be able to fight it out. And after such a long chase,
if he had the minion wave there when he came, he probably would have got away because he could have queued to the back of the minion wave and just ran away.
But the fact that he survived after the turret shot and the snowball.
I thought he was going to get away.
I thought he must have.
That would have been a James Bond type escape. Like
it would have been. Just imagine an explosion in the background and him just walking all cool. But this isn't James Bond. This is League of Legends.
This is League of Legends.
We're all
ruthless.
Salty. Yes.
Ruthless. There are no survivors.
You all die. It's like the day you sign up is the day you sell your soul. That's how it works.
it's just pretty standard now. Everyone seems to be rotating around, kind of getting together a bit more, grouping a little bit more. 23 minutes into the game. I feel like this could have happened earlier, but LMP didn't allow it happen. They wanted that Twitch to scale. Now he's getting a few kills under his belt. A little bit, more happening. He has items. He'll be able to do a little bit more around the map in fights and team fights and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking about something that TOG have actually been doing recently. They've been going for fights. They've been trying to just get those kills back, and more. I think all of it's just been coming out from Billy Ray Dyrus because he's been forcing them towards that mid lane. And the fact that they had a 4 or 5k gold lead for LMP a couple minutes ago, and now it's a 400 or 500 gold lead only for LMP. And now it could be going in the favor of TOG because they're sieging up towards that mid lane. And the Orianna Grandes might be able to finally take down the turret, and the Mega Inferno Bomb comes in a little bit too late. Meanwhile, Billy Ray Dyrus going aggressive. The ultimate going to be coming in, but here comes the Nuno, and here comes Bran. Might be able to force him back, but the Spirit Rush going to be able to actually get him out of there. And the ultimate, the Glacial Fissure, going to be trying to disengage as well. And TOG still come out on top, and now they're dead even in gold.
Yeah, Billy Ray Dyrus, he's coming up big this game. He's just making picks around the map, and that's kind of what's keeping TOG in it. I mean, it looked like a down-and-out game when Renekton was snowballing ahead, getting 2 towers top lane, still pushing it, trying to influence everywhere else on the map. It seemed like it was down and out, but Billy Ray Dyrus is just showing them who's boss.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the fact that Kung Fire, as soon as he destroyed the 2 turrets towards the top lane, he's done nothing.
Nothing.
Because at this point, you're supposed to rotate towards the bottom side and see if you can split push that out because the Baron is available.
Yeah, exactly, and he knows that nobody can deal with him there, and if he was pushing...
I think you can at this point. Warden's Mail with the Ninja Tapper and Triforce might be able to take him down. I suppose
she could match it and just hope to not
push
die.
him out. Or maybe even just stop him from split pushing. Use his Transcendent Blades to just keep on going and just stop him in his tracks. Of course, you got the Triforce giving you 20% cooldown, so your ultimate's already going to be at about 70%. If you're at level 16, at this point it's 100 seconds with the cooldown about 80, 90
It's about 80 seconds,
80
I think.
Seconds, yeah.
I think it's 120, 180 seconds.
Yeah.
Is how it goes. It's actually quite short. It's actually shorter than that.
For some reason, it is going to be Kung Fai in the Baron pit on his own. He's going to get charmed. Might be able to escape. Not really. The shield is not going to save him. Voltomex is on the hunt. Might be able to chase him down. The Redemption going to be coming on to try and heal him. Doesn't come in at the right time. Mega Inferno Bomb again, dealing absolutely nothing. And LMP here are on the back foot. And TOG are going to try and go for this Baron. And the Orianna Grandes might finally get the lead that they've been waiting for.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this game's just been going so bad. It was all over the place. It's been swinging everywhere. But you really don't want to be in a pit against a Ziggs because he's just going to blow you to shreds or smithereens or all over the place. But it's going to be Nuno. Oh! Nuno gets the steal! And that right there is why you don't go for a 50-50. Meanwhile, Twitch on the back of the fight gets a double kill. He's going to flash into the pit. He's going to get another one. And Bran suddenly gets another kill. It's going to be a triple kill. Going over to Steve.
LMP.
4 kills and a Baron stolen, and LMP are back in this game.
The big pick for this game, the Nuno coming in big, able to steal Barons. He's just, I hate this champ. I hate him almost as much as I hate Tam Kench.
No, I hate this champ even more, but with the Baron buff, they're going to siege it up with 4 members taken down, and a Baron, and a Ziggs, and a Mountain Drake on top of all that.
They definitely have.
They're taking so much. They're blowing this base everywhere. They're just taking it down break by break. Turret taken down. Inhibitor is to follow. And so far, all this pressure in favor of LMP finally amounts to something, and they crack the base open.
Yeah. That was such a big steal. I thought with that, because the picks that Billy Ray Dyrus there, he picked up a lovely pick there on the Renekton Kung Fire, and I thought, they definitely have this. They didn't think about the Nuno.
We forgot the Nuno.
Oh, yeah.
No one expected the Nuno.
No one expected the Nuno. 007 Nuno going unwatched and just jumps in, smites it away, consumes it. Smite consume.
And just that combo is insane. And here's the thing. I don't think at that point it is a 50-50. I mean, if you're against someone like the Nuno, it's not a 50-50.
No.
You're losing that fight.
Definitely.
And that's why Aurelia tried to jump out and see if he can just stop the Nuno from jumping in. He tried to stun him at the right time, but the burst wasn't enough from TOG. And the fact that they comboed that with the Twitch, getting in the right position to just rat-a-tat-tat away.
Yeah.
It just worked so well for LMP. And now they pushed back the lead, and they have themselves that 4K gold lead they had before.
Exactly. And looking at this, they're at really good item power spikes right now. Like, Nunu is a full item ahead of Devi. He has the locket. He has all that HP. Look at this HP on him. He's gonna
once he gets Gargoyle's Stone Plate, that locket is just gonna shred everyone just by giving so much shield and so much health for the AD carries to work with and for Brand to work with as well.
Exactly. And at this point as well, Twitch is just after picking up. He has his IE and his Runins. He's at the massive.
He has
the 3-item power spike. He's gonna do so much damage in these fights. Like, LMP are just able to take whatever they want.
I think they can siege up bot lane and maybe just go for a final push here because they got super minions running it down mid. They're going to go and see if they can siege up towards the bottom side of the map. Wave clear coming out heavy from TOG. But here's the thing. LMP just need to wait. LMP just need to buy time until someone has to answer that push towards the mid lane. And then they can go for a fight. Then they can go ham and just destroy everyone. Kongfai is trying to get into a position, trying to maybe use a minion to go for a slice and dice in there. But not going to go for it just yet.
I'm not sure. They won't dive it just yet, but if they do plan to dive it, like, they actually have so much with the locket that they will be able to.
Kongfai going to be jumping in. The slice and dice not going to get anyone in. Comes the ultimate, and Cardinal Emmett jumping to the back line, going to get the stun onto Twitch. Redemption going to be coming in to refresh everyone's health bars. Meanwhile, blinking health bars on the side of TOG. Kongfai jumps all the way to the back line. Cardinal Emmett might get taken down here still. No victims yet. Everyone is still alive. But the health bars on TOG are not something they're going to be proud of right now because they could lose it all right here. LMP are not giving up. They got the Baron buff. They got super minions in the mid lane, and they want to see if they can end it right here. Cardinal Emmett, there's a massive amount of damage coming up from Brand. The Ziggs is doing work. And he might actually be able to get the kill by going to be able to actually pop die, and it's going to be the Slicing Master coming into the backline, but it's going to stun no one. Renekton is going to get charmed, but it doesn't even matter. First Nexus turret is actually going to fall, and the second one might be soon to follow, and yes, it does. This could be it, but it's still going to be Cardinal Emmett getting to the backline and destroying Steve. And it's going to be still 1-for-1 here. Everyone's just going all over the place. 3-for-2 in the end. Going to be coming out for TOG, and they still manage to fight. They still manage to find something that helps them hold on to the somehow maybe a glimmer of hope that they might be able to survive this game and survive this onslaught coming out from LMP.
Nunu back rubs, too strong.
Nunu is just getting absolutely no damage onto him. He's just sitting there, especially if it was Nunu bot. That's not Nunu bot, is it?
No, it's not. Like,
if it was Nunu bot, he just spammed the laugh, and that would have been priceless.
I love that skin. It's probably the only reason I ever like Nunu. It's like the Alistair one, you know, with the bell.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is so annoying.
Have you seen the Sandstorm cowbell? That is the best thing I've ever heard.
No.
It is the best thing. Have you not heard it?
No, I don't want to hear it, honestly.
Oh, it's amazing, trust me.
So 2 inhibs down now, and they have no inhibitor turret for the top lane. So
No. They have no turrets at all.
Oh, exactly. What am I saying? They actually have no turrets in any way, shape, or form. So I think they're in a little bit of a good position here. You know, just a little bit, a tad.
Just a smidgen. But it's going to be a dragon coming up in a minute. It's not going to be an elder. It's going to be some special dragon. It's going to be the Baron Dragon as well. Baron Dragon.
The Baron Dragon.
The Baron Dragon.
I love that one.
That sounds spicy. It's like, so when a dragon and a Baron love each other very much.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it is going to be the Baron coming up in a minute. Meanwhile, Adriel thinks he can take on the Aurelia. I don't think you can just yet.
This is meant to be a family-friendly stream, dude.
I didn't say anything wrong.
I don't want to be putting those things in people's heads.
I just said they love each other. Is that so wrong? It is.
It's a little bit wrong. Yeah. A dragon and a big pink worm.
It's purple!
Purple worm. I'm colorblind, Wood. How insensitive of you. I'm not really colorblind.
Oh boy, Billy Ray Darius fancies himself trying to make a play, but it's going to be the Nunu jumping in with absolute zero. Going to try and buy time here. Going to see if he can get the AD carry. Will the Twitch survive? Redemption comes in. Cardinal Emmett doesn't have enough damage. The poison not enough to kill him. Coco Pop's mage trying to see if he can get something out of it, but no, he won't. That is going to be 1-0. And with the only engage here coming in from Coco Pop's mage, I think this is it. LMP could go for the end. They might be able to secure the inhibitor towards that top side, but they won't. But the Slicing Maelstrom coming in, the TP coming in as well. Kongfire wants to get into the fight once more, and Brand just blows up Voltomex, and again, Cardinal Emmett tries to get to the back line, but there's only so much you can do. That's a double kill for Brad. Make it a triple. And Billy Ray Dyrus on his own could be a quadra, might be able to get it just yet. One more auto attack out of it, and there it is! A quadra kill for Brad. And LMP were 1-0 behind, and they come back and take the series.
You know what won that game?
What?
The Nunu.
Of course it
The
did.
Nunu. That steal.
Oh, it's the steal, the objective control.
Oh,
it was just insane.
It was so clean. So
really
clean.
well played.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely LMP deserved it.
They deserved that. They fought
Pandas.
so hard. They were behind after the first game. You know, they fought back. Second game was absolutely amazing.
Their second seed in their group, going up against Billy, of course, the side of TOG here, were first seed and coming up huge. First game, yes, they still had the lead, weren't able to snowball it, but second and third game, they just showed up.
They did. They really did. They had the answer. They saw the first game that all Orianna Grande want to do is do these big team fight comps, and they just came out with the solution. Like Kung Fire came out big.
In both games. In both games, we have to say.
Twitch in that game came out great. And I think unsung hero here are the support and the jungler. Like that Locket in that last fight, the Locket managed to save the
Locket, Redemption, Exhaust,
everything. They just kept that Twitch alive to be able to do all that damage, and it was just really well played.
Yeah, really well played.
And you can't fault Orianna Grande either, because the Billy Ray Dyrus, he performed really well. He tried his heart out in that last game. He was making picks across the map, trying his best, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate, not good enough to actually just try and see if he can push his team. But it is going to be the Latin Magic Pandas who take this series and who will progress into the semifinals of the Division 2. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, production, and thank you, Jonathan, for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
It was a pleasure to have you, but thank you very much, everyone. You guys have a good night.
Good night.